Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our third of five of the miniseries, The Rose-Tinted Tavern, here on Charmed Persons. I don't know what that was. Thank you all for being here. Thank you guys for being here. We are missing one of our players today. So, Michael, hopefully you're having fun wherever you're at. But they will be back next week. As a quick recap, last week we played Fortnite. It was a tournament for knights that our characters participated in and managed to win, running from the ever-encroaching storm and winning the Battle Royale. You guys all should have gotten an uncommon magic item. If you haven't done so yet, that's no problem. You can pick it now while we start off the game. Just want to make sure you have that at your disposal if you can use it today and in future sessions. I'm going to start this session off with a little bit of lore for you guys. I did drop a couple pictures in the Discord chat for the group earlier. So you guys, as the audience watching this session on Twitch, I'll give you guys some background as well. Just some things that you all would know that haven't been relevant yet, but will be very relevant for today's session. So a little bit of lore about the city of Evenar specifically. Evenar is the coastal city of the Inian coast, known as the Jewel of the Inian coast. Very well known for its trade and also well known for its technical capabilities, kind of mechanical. Magic is certainly not outlawed, it's not looked down upon, but instead of being a very magical city, the city is one of industry, if you will. So medieval industry, nothing like true factories or anything crazy like that. But this is a duchy, so the Archduchess Willow Whitehall is the ruler of Evenar. She is well known and beloved throughout the city. She has ruled for over 40 years at this point and has really been the keystone of everything that causes Evenar to flourish today. So she was responsible for building some of the strongest trade relationships that have caused the city's economy to flourish. She improved the infrastructure over years and years of hard work. So all of the roads are very good. The lighting, there's a lot of, infrastructure in the city. It's easy to get around. And she's also well known for keeping a delicate peace in the balance between the city and the light and the city and the shadows. So she has managed to keep the Thieves Guild satisfied and quiet. The underbelly of the city is still there, it's still present. She has always approached that relationship with a peaceful attitude, trying to make it, manageable, keep them quiet, but not necessarily snuffing them out or causing any major consequences. So this has worked so far. I think you guys would know that the Thieves Guild has been a little bit noisier recently. Nothing too crazy, but they've definitely been more present. The other things that you would know, the city has been, passed down in a matriarchal society. So the duchy passed to Willow from her mother and will pass again to her daughter upon her passing. So Lady Carmela Whitehall is the heiress to the throne. She is everything her mother is not. Her mother was raised in court to be, politically minded, focused on court proceedings, very ladylike. Carmela is not this. She was not raised in court. She was raised in battle. She served as an infantryman in the war efforts, rose to the rank of general through her work in the skirmishes, and she is well known as a tactician, a forward thinker, and unafraid to do what is hard. The other information that I would pass to you guys now, and something you would again well know, the city guard is an interesting and different mechanism in Evenar, if you will. So as I mentioned, really touts its mechanical prowess. So the guard is not populated by humans, but mechanical creations fueled by magic. So these are peacekeepers and support providers rather than a militant force. And while Evenar has not been to war on its own territory in quite some time, people know that the guard will become a protective barrier between the city and its enemies should it need to, and will become weaponized soldiers if that's needed. So they typically are just operating as a presence, a peacekeeping force. They're there if things go wrong, if a cat needs to get out of a tree, stuff like that. But they haven't really been used to what people assume to be their full potential in quite some time. So you guys arrive in the morning at the Rose Tinted Tavern as you guys are getting potentially some breakfast, finishing out your to-go coffees that you made at home on the way here, because you guys are going to be heading off to the interview for your new assignment, which you guys have chosen as such. The Archduchess Willow Whitehall requests more guards for the upcoming masquerade ball. Apply at the palace. The contact listed is Sir Philip Charles, who is the head of the Duchess's guard, and the reward is 100 gold per guard, which you guys know is an unreal amount of money. That is a lot of money. That would be 500 gold for you. So Thomas is unable to attend. You guys reached out to him and he is busy with matters at his establishment and is unable to join, but a little bit sarcastically wishes you all the best of luck with this endeavor. So feel free to I'm just thinking about his tone of voice and how he would have put it. So yeah, feel free to so busy. Guys, please, you all know how busy that Thomas is.
He'd rather attend the ball than guard the ball.
That's absolutely right. He actually may be there. just not interfering with.
He's just in a mask. He's like, no, I'm just here to have fun.
It's not Thomas. It's just
he's doing business.
He's doing business.
Yeah, honestly, handing out flyers.
That's exactly right. And his card.
I feel like he's throwing the after party.
Yes.
That's it. Okay, that's it. We'll go with that. I like that a lot. He's throwing the after party for all of the highest popularity folks. So he needs to be preparing his establishment all day for that. Amazing. So you guys all arrive. Feel free to kick off some RP here as you guys are preparing for your meeting. You know that you will be heading to the palace for this. Anyone who wants to apply will be going to the palace to be interviewed.
Okay, so this is just the interview. This isn't like we're reporting for duty. We didn't
That's
get
right.
the job yet.
Yep. The masquerade ball is actually in 2 days' time. So it's the morning. You would have the rest of, you're going to the interview today. You'd have all day and night tomorrow. The next night after that is the ball. Gotcha. They wanted to get this in advance, get you all the information, should you get the job, all that good stuff.
Okay, so I think that maybe we should decide who's going to be the person that represents us in the talking portion, because I certainly don't want it to be me. But I can look menacing in the back. Look at my new great axe, and I'll hold up this like differently. It doesn't look very different, but it's just been imbued with magic. Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
Incredible.
Definitely.
It's a debrief for sure.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, so I'll look menacing in the back, but somebody else talk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to talk again. I think similarly to our last little mission. I don't know if this is a group or we all have to be hired individually. I'm hoping that we can just, as a group, apply. Should we have a name as like our group, so we're applying as something? I think that'll give us maybe a little more credibility.
Sure.
Never thought of a name before.
I didn't really think it was needed, but I feel like if we're applying for a job as a group, we should have a name for the group and not just a bunch of friends that banded together. Yeah.
Bizarre.
Would chicken leg chasers be inappropriate?
Chicken leg chasers.
Maybe not the most intimidating name we could have.
Sure, yes, right.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, if we're feeling like the chicken leg is an iconic moment for us, maybe not chasers, because maybe we're like.
Maybe we can just call ourselves white meat.
More intimidating for sure.
The other white meat.
The other white meat.
Tom?
Oh. I mean, I think
What if we like
white
a
meat,
drumstick? No.
drumsticks,
Yeah.
Drumsticks.
Doesn't I
The
feel like
white drumstick.
the white drumsticks?
You know what,
Maybe
I know I was
specifying white in that
I was
case
the
is not
first
great.
person
Never
to
mind.
specify color. I don't know if we.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Drumsticks may lean more towards like a band's name than a group of
Right, we were the, we were just the,
intimidating adventurers.
we were just the
you know,
champions
especially.
of the tournament of knights. Is there anything?
That's true. Champions of tournament. That's pretty long.
The fortnighters, the fortnights.
because we could solve any of your problems in a fortnight.
Well, we could be the fortnights, and we spell it KN.
FOR.
But then we also say
Yeah.
that we.
KNIGHT.
But that's our tagline. We're the fortnighters. We can solve your problems. And
I like it.
Ooh, I kind of like it.
It comes
I
with
don't know
a
what that dialogue
tagline, which
was.
is really nice. You know, shows we're efficient, shows that, you know, we're still knights, so we have the ability to do what needs to be done physically. We're strong.
I say we
I
go
think-
into it with that.
Mm.
and see if
Okay.
It fits.
We could give it a test run at least, and then
Yeah.
if this Sir Philip is like, "Ugh," you know, has a negative reaction maybe to the name, then we come back and brainstorm
Back to
later.
the board.
for the fortnights.
Fortnights.
Cheers.
Wow.
Fortnite. The white
Huzzah!
Fortnite.
Huzzah!
Nope, just Fortnites.
Oh,
No color.
sorry.
Yeah,
Fortnite.
no, it's okay, Zara. It was just
No
it
color.
could be a little, you know, dicey to get too blatant
Dicey.
on color. So great. Well, yeah, I think if everyone's okay with me presenting the fortnights and just being the
for the best.
spokesperson,
Definitely.
Honestly.
I'm more than happy to speak to Sir Philip on our behalf.
I can give you a little bit of help when we get closer.
Great.
I'll be there. Can't promise. You could do the majority of the time.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I would expect no less, honestly.
I'll try not to talk.
For the best.
Okay. I mean, if you feel something, if you feel you need to, I don't want anyone to feel like they can't contribute to the interview. But you know, I
Talk to
think
me.
just depends on the questions and everything.
Do
And
we
he
have
I'll
he,
try
he
not
might
to
want
talk.
to hear from each of you, so you should also be ready to answer at least a question or two, just in case he does want to speak to each of us and not just he might not just want to speak to one person, you know. So just, you know, keep it loose, keep it confident, you know, bring your best foot forward. That's the best advice I can give in an interview setting of just, you know that you're qualified and bring that to the table without, you know, arrogance, but
Do you think that it's scarier if I do this one, or if it's closed mouth? Like, which one's more intimidating?
Look, just stare straight ahead and don't make any face. That's the one.
yeah,
Oh,
honestly.
That's easy.
Trust me, that one's more scary.
My mom used to do that to me all the time. So
And were
that's
you scared?
terrified.
Exactly.
There you go.
You want them to not know what you're capable.
Oh,
But still know that you are capable of something.
dumb.
But what?
That's good. Yes.
Ooh.
But I don't know yet.
Exactly.
Quite
You don't
honestly,
have to
I don't
know.
even know.
I'm
You don't have to
honestly
know you
I'm
did
not
it.
a very strong person. I still intimidate people because
You can be very intimidating.
Bree doesn't have to be intimidating because she could crush your skull. Just like
Yeah.
you, Cam. You don't have to be. But if you want to be intimidating, just
Wow. Thank you.
you should make a good impression there early.
Yes.
Yeah,
Excellent.
great.
Let's go.
I love that idea.
Perfect.
I start like everyone I can see. I'm like, come to the Fortnite. Come to the Fortnite.
Incredible.
Don't have a place yet.
Like we don't have a. Okay,
Where are they
yep,
coming?
that's fine.
Just create
I'll
mystery
also-
so that by the time we have a place,
Yeah, you don't
everybody's
know.
really talking
No,
about
no,
it.
yeah.
Everybody's like,
Give me
"Where
Yeah,
is
something.
it?"
the buzz is already there. Where is
Oh
it?
my god.
Who
What do you
knows?
mean? And then you're just like wander away. Like I just gotta figure it out, dude. I
As we
want you-
leave, I also give everyone like a once over of like tidying up to like be a little bit
Mm.
presentable, make sure everybody looks okay, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. I feel very mom in this moment.
Like put your hair, the hair, just like
Bree and Dom
Just
are
like my
our
thug. You got smudge.
adventure
Let me get it.
I love it. Perfect. Excellent. So yeah, you guys are on the way. It's very easy, easy trip, not very far. You get to the palace and there are other groups of people that are waiting. So you guys are kind of like, able to quickly find what line you're supposed to be in, et cetera, et cetera. After a bit of time, you are led indoors. There's kind of a lobby parlor style area with a door into a study. You are invited to wait in the parlor and you see groups of people being let in and then leaving through the study. So you assume that that is where the actual interview is happening. And once your turn is up, you are led inside. The doors open to a beautiful kind of like chestnut wood and red velvet, lots of old books in the shelves. It smells really homey and warm. There's a fire crackling and there is a desk. Behind the desk does not sit the man you know as Sir Philip Charles. It is a scrawnier young man in armor, and he's trying his very best to look official. He sits before paper and holds a quill and looks up at you. Okay, so you're next. Please sit
Yes,
if you want.
yes. Okay.
Good. Names, please.
Collectively, we are the Fortnights. My name is Bree, and then I'll just name everyone as I go down the line or around me.
And he looks up, and he points at you, Dom, and he goes, your name again?
My name is Dom Limbervaldro.
And he looks down at his papers. He looks up at you guys.
Give Dom a look. Like, what the fuck? Is there an issue?
Well, not technically. Looks at you, Dom. He's just like.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit confused. You know each other?
Give me 1 second, and he stands up and he turns and he goes through a back door and he shuts it.
You.
I'm sure it's nothing. Shadow.
Where are you setting Shadow?
Is there like a window or a door or anything that Shadow can like? Is there some way that Shadow can get closer to wherever that boy left?
Yeah, actually, go ahead and roll Shadow like. Oh gosh, either a dexterity, like an acrobatics, or a sleight of hand, or something to see if she can sneak in the door. Because I think I'll let you do that if you're fast enough here. You definitely would be.
So she can be more sneaky. Can I hold her top hat?
Of course.
Thank you. I like as she's walking away. I'll grab it.
She took Craig's top hat.
Shadow is a boy, but it's okay.
Oh,
he's as graceful as
a gentleman.
I thought that
Well,
Shadow
that's
was a lady.
perfect.
Cats
they
are
were-
stealthy. He has a +4.
Perfect.
That is a 14.
Yeah, I'll say that's enough. So, I mean, you and Shadow work together for again an extension of you, right? This is easy mark for you. So as the young man slips behind or slips into this door, Shadow is able to stealthily and quickly slip in right behind and immediately heads for a darkened corner or some kind of, underneath. This is, kind of an extension of the study, almost like Seems just like storage for more books. So maybe like, they have more books, don't have enough space to display them, so they keep them back here. There is back here, I'm assuming you can see through Shadow's eyes. And
Yeah, that's what I'm
through
doing. So
Shadow's
I'm gonna my eyes kind of like glaze over, and I'm Shadow's eyes, and I'm just going to kind of like under my breath, but loud enough that all my friends with it. I'm just gonna like describe what's happening. So like,
Okay, perfect.
they get a
live view. So the man stumbles back and immediately deep professional bow as you see standing over some maps is the Sir Philip Charles. Older gentleman, maybe mid to late 50s, graying hair, very handsome, very kind. He's also well known and well liked, has been serving the Archduchess for as long as he has been of duty to do so, started lower on and is now the head of the guard. So he looks up and just nods with some concern on his face because the young man seems quite frightened, startled. And the young man, sir, Dominic from the Thieves Guild was in the other room. And the man goes, the Dominic from the Thieves Guild is here. And the man goes, yes, yep, in the other room, trying to apply with a group of people. That's not gonna work, right? And the man goes, as you well know, we have not confirmed nor denied that Sir Dominic is in the Thieves Guild or not. Right, but with this particular mission, seems like a really bad idea, right? But I can't kick him out. I can't say no. What if I just say that we've already hired? The man holds up his hand and he goes, "Let me." And he walks back.
as soon as he stands up, I just a shadow and
So Puff of Shadow, he opens the door and enters into the room, and he gives the group a warm smile. Thank you all for coming in to apply.
I make a point to like be holding Dom's hand as like we're together and I look very nice and everything is fine.
He notes this and he actually kind of chuckles under his breath. Dominic, very good to see you again.
Of course, Captain. I assume, kind of put our pleasantries, as much as they are appreciated, aside, that this has something to do with my alleged involvement in...
Your alleged involvement, indeed.
Well, Captain, I understand where one might be remiss to include the help of someone who has been, allegedly, with the Thieves Guild.
Oh, on the contrary. I actually think it would be quite helpful for you to be on this particular mission.
Oh, so I don't have to pitch how I know those who I should be looking.
We would need you to know who you are looking out for.
Well, Captain, I don't care what this man says. You're a smart man.
Wait, what man said?
I point to the kid.
Oh no. I squeeze Dom's hand a little harder, like
he kind of narrows his eyes at you.
I give him like a knowing smile when I say
gives
that.
you a look like leave the poor boy out of this.
Right,
Maxim, you can, he dismisses him and the man stumbles out the door. Now that we are not within younger company, I assume that you all are here to apply for the guard's position for the masquerade in 2 nights' time.
Correct.
that is correct, yes.
I find it particularly important to tell you that this is a situation where the Thieves Guild is the target. How does that make you feel?
Well, comes a time in a man's life when he's trying to leave that he must confront that past. And
Is he being honest or is he deceiving at all? If so, I would ask you to make a deception check.
I'll just roll in.
If you are being honest, you can make it a
Can-
persuasion, and you don't have to tell me which it is until you.
Can I
tell me what it is?
assist him by assuming if either way being the like, yeah, we've talked about this and it's
Would
he's
you
really
know? The question
trying.
is, would you know what he's doing in the moment, though?
That's a good question. I mean, I feel like I would know Dom well enough to say for him to say he's leaving the Thieves Guild behind and like moving on from that.
You
That's a
believe
lie.
that that's true? Oh, it's a lie.
I think
Okay.
that's a lie.
So you
So
want to
I
help
think
him
Bree would
deceive.
assume that he's lying and help him with
Okay.
the like, yeah, he's
Okay.
really trying to be better, like pat his hand kind of thing.
Okay, so if you are lying and you're rolling a deception check, you can do so with advantage. Slowly take
Yeah.
it.
23.
Jesus Christ.
You obliterate him with your lie.
He nods. Even if you weren't, which it seems like you are. And he kind of looks out the window over the city. It has a beautiful view of the full city. And he says, I have heard that there are, how should I put it? Weeds in your garden. So, Dominic, would that be correct?
They are the reason I'm not as involved as I.
He nods. Work with us.
Allegedly.
No one is listening and I have no pen in hand. I cannot arrest you for something you claim. Work with us in this particular scenario specifically, but hopefully beyond, should this go well. I believe that we can help you root out these weeds.
I think that would be useful for both of us. For your opinions on me and my alleged side, you feel prosperous both so.
He nods at this. And then he stands up and he turns and opens a case that is like a locked, like little, I don't know how to describe it, like a cabinet kind of set into the study wall behind him, into the bookshelves. He unlocks it, he opens it, and inside, behind a pane of glass, is, I'm going to send a picture to you guys in the Discord. This pretty crown.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Everyone who wishes to can roll me a history check.
Yeah.
This is a kind of pale gold crown that would sit atop the head. It is inlaid with gorgeous light blue shimmering jewels and some diamonds as well.
Got a natural one, so I don't even know what a crown is.
Yeah, you're like, what
I don't know
is
what a
that?
crown
What kind of hat
Looks
is that?
expensive, but I don't know what the hell that is.
Well, I got a 7, so.
I got a 7 too.
Oh my god,
Brandon,
okay.
you're muted. You're
I
muted.
think
I think she said 5. Are
I
you
think it was
muted?
5,
You're muted.
but
I
you're
think.
muted.
Yeah.
5, okay.
Fine.
Cool.
Bree was-
18.
All right. Only
Finally.
Bree knows what this is. And I think that's fair to say because this has not been publicly displayed or worn in quite some time. It would have been at least maybe 7-ish plus years since this has really been brought out. But Bree, you would immediately recognize this as the Diadem of Dependence. It is a symbol more than a crown. You know that this is the basis for political power in Evanar. It is handed down the family line, has been for ever and ever and ever. And it is a symbol not of the dependence of the people on the Archduchess. It is a symbol of the dependence of the Archduchess on her people. A powerful message of her duty to protect them at all costs, her dependence on their love and support for her rule, despite it being through bloodline, right? So it's kind of it's a very powerful symbol for the city and beyond. He gestures to it, closes the case again, locks it, and then says, "It is our understanding that during the masquerade, the Thieves Guild will be making a play on the Diadem of Dependence, attempting to steal it."
Because it's so nice, right?
Potentially. It is extremely valuable in many ways. We don't know what their true desire is with it, but that is one possible answer, yes.
Thieves Guild is, I am aware of their actions, never want to obtain if anyone were to make a play on this, but of course,
He just looks at you and he goes, "Weeds." So Dominic.
If the guild were to obtain the diadem, is there any power that holds politically within the city besides just leverage? Say if there is an heir that no one knew about, or someone that is contesting power, or is this more of a symbol than something that would actually hold that kind of weight?
It certainly holds weight to be gone, but there are no other heirs to the throne. The heiress is the only one. The Archduchess had no other children. It is well known and well accepted that Lady Carmela will be the next Archduchess when the time comes. I do not believe that the Thieves Guild has enough power centralized to be able to take this over, nor do I know of any history of wanting this. It is a bit of a befuddlement, but the information we have is sound. This will be the case. Something else that I'll say out of character, the masquerade it's not always a masquerade, but there is always an event every year that the Archduchess holds in which all of the people in Evanar, regardless of status or class, are invited to attend. This is common practice, again, kind of leaning on that, making sure that the people feel cared for and seen. But again, the diadem has not been worn at one of these events in who knows how long, so it is a bit unusual that it would be brought out for this event, but the event itself is a yearly occurrence and all people would be invited, which is why they think the Thieves Guild people could come in no problem, because they wouldn't be, there's not really any like you can't come in, you can come in.
Sure.
It's like the whole point of the event is to be open and welcoming.
well, hope that specifically our group, with the knowledge that we may not have, quite the use.
It's your duty will be to be undercover. So you are to dress as if you were attending. If you were to dress differently or pose as guards directly, it would be too obvious. So your mission, if you will, go undercover and identify the bad actors who intend to steal the diadem, seek them out, and capture or detain them in as subtle of a way as possible. It is imperative that the people do not know, and it is the Archduchess's will directly that these people are not harmed or killed if possible. She does not wish to incite any more violence.
Captured?
Captured. If I will say this to you myself. If there is no other option, you do what you must. But I want it known that the Archduchess does not wish any more blood to be spilt over the recent escalations. Payment is contingent upon the diadem's safe return to its protected display at the end of the evening.
Or it's remaining there. Assuming it doesn't move, is what I'm saying.
The Archduchess
it-
will be wearing the diadem during the evening.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
So I'm assuming
It
Do
will
we-
be put on her head, and she will wear it through the entirety of the evening. She will then return here, at which time you will come as well, and you will receive your payment. Yes.
Got it.
Pardon,
Yeah, is
pardon
there
me for
gold?
speaking out of turn, but is there would you like us to prioritize the diadem or the Archduchess in the case of danger coming to both? Is that an okay question to ask?
He pauses
Valid.
at that. I will
You
need to
don't have
speak
to answer
with
now. Yeah.
I will need to
yeah,
speak with the Archduchess about this matter, but it is an excellent question.
I like look to my group and be like,
Captain, it would
Obviously,
be
preserving them both is the ideal scenario.
Of course.
Captain.
But
it would be useful if each of our group could 20 gold in advance, so that we are.
No.
Please listen to me before you put your foot in your mouth. If you want us to seem undercover and as a part of this party, we need to dress the part. And unfortunately, those are things that must be acquired. Those are things that need gold to be acquired.
He opens a drawer in the desk. He takes out a piece of parchment and sets it on the table. Everyone write their measurements here, and we will have it made for you.
Ooh.
And I stand up and I extend my hand.
Oh, yes, I thought you were going to say something first.
Well, I'm going to, but as he, I wanted to take my hand
He
first.
looks at your hand, and he looks at you, and he nods, and he extends his own.
As a sign of trust, and as a sign of forward to a better Evanar together, I will forego my specific. My party should be paid in full. Successful. But consider mine a donation.
He regards you, and his eyes are genuine and warm, and he nods once. It will be done.
Bree, you know my mission. And I turn and I walk.
Yeah, I do. Wink.
so stop me when I'm there.
Really?
You didn't even start there.
Excellent. So you would all be able to write down your measurements and any requests. I will have you guys let me know what you're wearing. So you would give your requests to the seamstress at this time, if there's any colors or anything specific. But you leave that and are able to be escorted from the palace with no other issue. And you have the rest of this day and then the full day tomorrow. If there's anything that you guys would like to do outside of or ahead of the ball itself.
Spells is what I'm gonna do.
I am as soon as I leave that room, I immediately head.
Yeah, I figured. Are you guys all gonna come? Are they allowed to come with you? Is this like a situation where you can have guests that are trusted?
I do not try to go.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll go ahead
Sorry for the
and
bus.
you can definitely, yeah.
I keep Shadow with Bree,
Okay.
which Bree knows.
Yep.
Knows is a sign that I am going specifically. Shadow accompanies me everywhere except for that.
Great.
So
Okay.
Bree would know where I'm heading, but I just like walk like I.
You're just
Yeah,
zooming. You're
yeah.
zipping.
Yeah, he
You're
just
going.
gone when we were
He
saying
gone.
measurements.
He's in the shadows. Perfect. Okay, great. Well, before we do that, then I will say the rest of the group, what would you like to do, be doing, go do? Is there anything you would want to do in advance of the ball?
I think if whoever is in a room with me at any given moment, Cam is probably like, oh, I've just spent a lot of time practicing being stoic, and now I'm going to have to be a part of this ball and fit in with the ball, and just a lot of roles that I'm being asked to play, and I don't quite know where I'm supposed to be.
But you did so well.
I
Yeah,
know, and I did so well, and I felt good with that, but now I'm going to go to a ball?
Well, yeah, but you could still be yourself at the ball and do that exact same thing. And as long as you keep a close proximity to Her Majesty, that'll help. If
Will
someone's
that not
trying to
look-
mess with her and you're just hovering around, again, you don't want to make it obvious, but
Oh. It's almost as if just being myself is good for every circumstance.
it is, Cam.
It
Oh.
is. It's a good lesson.
I can give you dancing lessons.
I want
There
those.
we go.
Oh,
Got time? We should do that.
incredible.
Yes.
Perfect. Oh my gosh. So
Chuck my great axe.
roll me some rolls. Let's see. Czar and Cam, if you guys are starting. Roll me let's say acrobatics is probably the closest to dancing. You can also do performance if that's better.
Oh, I have a +5 to acrobatics, so.
So acrobatics or performance.
Hell yeah. While they dance, I don't think Brie would stay for the dancing lesson, but she
Okay.
would offer to do the shopping for the group. So before you guys get started, she would ask any shopping that needs to be done and say she's gonna go meet Dom and go shopping.
Perfect.
I would.
I'd like some fairy dust.
Yeah, I want to go shopping.
Oh, okay. If you want to come, that's fine too.
Okay.
We don't have to go together. I mean,
Well, no, it's fine either way. I was just offering if you wanted to do the dance lessons while you guys do the dance lessons, I would happily shop for everyone. That it was just
we've got a day and a half. I mean, maybe we do dance lessons over a few drinks tonight.
Can I get advantage if I have drinks?
Yes.
Nope.
Nope.
Feel bad.
No.
So shopping?
I do not want to shop.
Do you want to go get drinks for tonight?
I'll get the drinks, yes.
Dom and I are happy to host drinks and dancing tonight.
A little pregame.
Sure. Okay,
Perfect.
then yeah, I guess we're all going shopping.
Not me.
Oh, yeah, you're still shopping, just not in the same. You're just shopping for booze instead of.
Oh,
Zara, are you going on the booze run or are you going shopping for other things like decorations and probably bits and bobs for the accessorizing?
Boo.
Perfect. Great. So you guys go and you're able to get some alcohol for the party for your pregame party this evening and dance practice. Bree and Z go. I always get Z and Zara mixed up.
Yeah.
I say Z Emily. Z is Emily.
Oh, that's
Ah,
good. That's
smart.
good.
To be fair,
I needed something like that.
when we first rebuilt these characters, I had to go to Zach and be like, "Was I Z or Zar?"
LOL.
Even I didn't know. Excellent. So then you guys are able to go and get whatever accessories it is that you need or things. You're able to loop back up. At this point, we can because is Dom probably going to be there for the party at the evening? By that point, he'd be done potentially. So I think you guys are all able to do all of this. You come back and you start doing dance lessons. We'll have the result of the rolls in a moment. We
I
will
just
go
get
ahead
a packet of glitter, and that's the fairy dust.
Oh. Perfect. Was that the actual request, Zara? Or are you disappointed that it's not actual fairy dust?
This is okay.
It was honestly the best I could find. I'm sorry.
Maybe I'm confused, or I heard something someone said once and thought it was some sort of. Never mind.
Okay.
Insight check.
What?
Insight check.
Well,
What she
so are
heard
looking for
somebody
drugs or
say
something?
I
fairy
think
dust.
maybe.
Oh, I got a natural 20. So tell me what's up. What are you talking about? Fairy dust? What are you saying?
Well, one time I went into the woods and I saw a fairy, and they said, "Hey, come here," and they gave me some tea, and I had the best night of my life.
Oh, so you're just looking for another good
Those
night?
drugs.
Yeah.
If that's
Maybe ask Dom about fairy
Mm.
dust.
That's a good idea.
I would
Yeah.
say if Bree just assumed fairy dust wouldn't be drugs, and she would
course.
very much be going around asking people if they have fairy
Oh,
dust.
God.
So if it's a known name for a drug,
Dark.
Oh, jeez.
then she
Okay,
would
let
be
me roll. Let
being-
me roll a percent. Let me roll a quick percentage die to see what percentage of the shopkeepers did think it was drugs.
Oh my god.
70. So about
Sure.
about 3/4 of the people that you talked to were a bit confused as to why you were asking so openly about it.
Uh-huh.
The other group was probably the one that sold you the glitter for the face.
Mhm.
And they were like,
Yep.
I see what you mean. This.
Oh my god.
And Bree's like, "Oh, great, thanks." Everyone else was super weird about it.
Yeah, I was so weird about this. Incredible.
God.
I love it. Oh, I will let you guys roll. If you decide that you want to actually go into the woods and try to find fairies, I will let you roll for that.
That's up to Zara, I
It's up
think.
to Zar. If Zar wants it, you can roll for it, Zar.
I'll go with you, Zar.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
Z and Zar will run into the woods for real fairy dust.
I'll head home to start preparing the house for guests. Can't look like people live there.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll percentage die. And I'm gonna know what it is. Okay, so you just have to get higher than this. So go ahead and roll me two d10s or the percentage die. Maybe each of you roll one.
Okay.
Zar, yours will be the first number. Z, you'll be the second number.
Okay.
Roll a d10. Let me know what it is.
0.
80.
80. Okay, so 80%. All you had to do was beat a 16%. So you managed to find. Potentially, you were even able to remember exactly where the fairy circle was that you went
Yes.
the first time. And you are able to find the fairy, and she recognizes you and is thrilled that you're back. She offers you tea again, and says that if you'd like it for later, she could pack some up to go.
Yes, please. Enough for 6, 7 people? 6 people?
Perfect. So she gives you it's like acorn size. It doesn't take very much. So it's like a little acorn, and then it's been, the top is off, it's been hollowed out, and they're all filled, and then they're just sealed with a little bit of like sap. So you just pop the top off and you're able to drink it. So
Throw
she
it back.
gives you 6 of
Ooh.
them. 6.
Wait,
Incredible.
Ew.
Throwback for what? Wait, is that something from before?
No.
No, it's just cute. I just
She
think
gives you
that
all
if we all took
6.
drugs that way, the world would be a better place.
Little acorn.
Yeah.
Just a little acorn of drugs.
Yeah.
So
Acorn
she
shot.
gives you 6 acorns, wishes you the best, gives you both a kiss on the cheek, just a little like, because they're teeny tiny, right? So she gives you a little kiss on the cheek, and then sends you on your way.
Aw.
That was so nice.
Yeah, I'm glad we did that.
Yeah, it was a good time. Wait
This'll
till you
make-
drink the acorn.
This will
juice.
make the dance lessons even more fun.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Give me some.
Incredible.
Well, they got enough for everybody.
Okay, wonderful. So you all get back, you are settled in for the evening waiting for Dom to return. And then we will rewind in time. Dom, describe to me what the entrance of the Thieves Guild looks like. How do you get there?
Ooh, good question. I think that the entrance of the lies alleyway. Um, I think at a glance, it just looks like wall at the back of the wall. But if you press like 5 of the bricks like certain order, the
Yep.
wall like slides to the side, and then I think there's a staircase leading down.
Amazing. Incredible. You meander your way down. The chill is warming to you in a way. So it's you're home. Like, this is very familiar. This is very comfortable to you. And you can actually hear down below very familiar laughter of someone you care for deeply and has been a huge part of your life. And I will send the picture to everyone. I know I already sent it over to you. You guys obviously have maybe seen this person, but you wouldn't necessarily know who they are. But this is the leader of the Thieves Guild, Silas Latimer. You hear his laughter as someone is spinning a tale over some ale. So you walk down, and the familiar kind of bonfire is lit. There's people around.
As soon as
Very jovial environment.
Yeah, as soon as I walk downstairs and get like
Get lit.
I say, well, look at that, the prodigal son has returned, huh?
Silas lights up at seeing you. He stands and walks right to you and just brings you in a big bear hug, pats your back. Oh, everyone, look. Hey, shut up over there. Focus. Dominic is back.
Hey, hello.
Cheers. Oh, hey, cheers. It's been too long.
I
long.
know.
I mean, you were here a few weeks back, but too long.
Yes, but I used to, and I point over to like there's like a Skyrim, that little like in their Thieves Guild house, there's that like alcove off to the side with like cots and stuff.
Yeah.
Not everybody stays there, but sometimes a lot of people stay there, and I'll like point over to like a cot that I used to stay on, and I'll be like, I know, but I used to be here all the time.
Oh, I know. I pulled many pranks on you there, so I'm very aware of stuff.
Silas, I'm glad you're here. I hate to tear you aside, but I was wondering if I could have a word with you.
Anything, anytime for you. I've always said this, and he leads you off. He's got a little alcove of his own, covered with. There's like a not a door per se, but like a rod with a curtain. Bead curtain! Hell yeah! It's a bead curtain, baby. Epic bead curtain. And I think that maybe, just to add a little flavor, this, that the beads are all from places he has either stolen from or visited along his life. So it's like all of these different little trinkets, nothing expensive, like shells and rocks and beads. And so, so he walks you in and offers you a chair, and he pulls up his own. He flips it around, does the cool thing where he sits on it backwards. What's on your mind?
Silas. Good to be here. Listen, I'm gonna shoot you straight. I just came from what was his name?
Sir Philip Charles.
I just came from Sir Charles's post, and
don't tell me you've got bad news here, Dom. I don't like that face.
I've got not. I don't know. I feel like you might have bad news. Listen, Silas, I know that I was gone for a long time. I know that you know that wasn't. But we'd both be naive to say if it did affect. I'm here. Obviously, I've been more distant. So I know that I don't have as much of a say as I used to. Please tell me. You aren't planning on stealing the diadem of.
Listen, And he leans forward. First of all, the first part of that is bullshit. All right, you will always have a voice here. As long as I'm around, you will have a voice here. Have you heard the refugees from north of the Dreadwoods?
Heard of it?
They're suffering, Dom. Bad. The Archjustice let them in, but isn't providing anything. They have nowhere to live. These people are in need, and we don't have enough to support them all.
No, we never have, Silas.
That diadem could support every single person. We could build them all homes, all of them.
We've never been we've never been a one and done group, Silas. That's not the way we work.
It's not one and done. It's not one and done. These people would be supportive of our cause. They'd help us. It would grow. We can help more people. It's just a stupid crown.
It's not just a stupid crown, and you know it.
It's just a stupid crown.
I know that in actuality it is just a stupid crown, but that doesn't change the fact that people have put weight onto it, and that weight is important. And the reason why those refugees are suffering is because the rich assholes of this city are doing nothing to spread the wealth that they have. Those are the people that we're fighting against. Those are the people that we have been fighting against since we started this.
So we take their silly symbol of power and riches and we sell it. They can always get it back, Dominic.
It's not a symbol for them. It's a symbol for the very people you're trying to help.
The crown hasn't been worn in 9.5 years. People probably don't even remember it exists.
Silas, is this Greaves' idea?
No. Why would I let Greaves make any decision like this? Yep, go for it.
13.
Seems to be telling the truth.
Just worry sometimes. Ambition. Sometimes louder than your common sense.
I know that. I know who he is. I watched him grow up from a scrawny little child, Dominic. I know what he is. And I know, and he looks out the bead curtain. I know that the shenanigans he's been pulling have brought us too far. I know. I've spoken with him about it. He said he's going to make a change.
This is for the refugee.
Yes.
Who would you sell it to? Who's the seller? I know you have a fence lined up. You wouldn't.
I have 2 options. I haven't decided which. I can't give you all my secrets if you're going and talking with Sir Philip Charles, Dominic.
I just gave up 100 gold from that fucking man so that he trusted me more and told him that I'm trying to leave this path behind. And yet, as soon as I walked out that door, you're the one I came to because you're my brother, Silas. Put blood aside, put history aside, you're my brother, and you know I am. And my loyalty is always. But I can't see you put yourself in danger for something that isn't worth it.
It is worth it. Helping those who need it will always be worth it.
Dom leans back. Like, How can I help?
You're shitting me. You want to help?
Trusting you, Silas. Maybe I'm helping you. I know that it's getting done right. Danger. I was just hired. My friends. We are to be the cover guards. Dressed as
Interesting.
guests. And he was hoping to use my knowledge of you, the rest of you, make sure that I can stop this from happening. That's all I know so far. You know is that it's not going to be on display. It's not going to be in some place that you can fucking just sneak into. It's going to be on the fucking Archduchess's head all evening.
Those bricks. he
Right.
leans over and grabs a glass and offers you one if you want.
Take it.
And
Now,
he'll fill it with.
I have a plan. But assuming you have one.
Aye.
If somehow something that weighs approximately the same as that crown
Off of her head. All right. How much time do we have? Never mind. He
Yeah,
would
but-
know that.
yeah, well,
You would know that.
what I was gonna say,
Hello?
is,
When do you have to report?
yeah. Do you have anything lying around right here? I just need something that weighs approximately the same. I've seen it today. Do you have any kind of? I don't have anything.
I'll get it to you. Where do you want it delivered?
Can't know.
So you're still seeing her, huh?
I'm married to her, you prick.
Just asking. Just asking.
Just have it here. Come by. Or tomorrow evening.
All right.
Actually,
Fine enough.
make it look like a package. Put it inside a fucking cake if you
All right.
don't want to risk. Come back on.
I like it. The rest of the plan has to go behind, obviously.
Just tell me. What planning?
I've given explicit instructions to not.
Does lean forward. I've made no friends. My loyalty is with you, Silas, but I have friends outside of this. They're gonna be there tomorrow. Fucking hair on their head gets armed. I don't care what fucking get. They gets put.
And he takes a drink and shakes his head and he goes, I won't be there.
Silas, I love you. This city needs you. It needs this guild. Fight, spit that it's at us. Judgment, lances, it needs us. But it needs you. Without you. Just remember, we're doing this for.
Always. I've made my points explicitly clear. My plan is set.
Nothing you can tell me I can help it go a little bit smoother. Play that much lack of trust here. I'm not going to judge you for it.
He rolls his eyes and he takes another drink and he goes, "Fine, you've given me enough. You've given me enough of your own. You're going to hate this. I'm just going to put this out there right now. You're going to hate this.
What is he doing?
Greaves and 4 men are leading the charge. They were planning the details. I set the plan, the parameters, the final exit. The rest is on them. This is a test for him, Dom. He has to prove himself.
And I did. Can you at least tell me where the exit is happening? Both, or by both I mean them and my group. They're safely.
Wine cellar.
Sorry, it's been.
You're welcome anytime. Really, I mean that. I want to see your sorry ass around here more often. Do you hear me?
Listen, I think enough heat taken off I brought here.
By all means.
Go over to where I know he keeps items that I watch over, and I take out a purely silver rapier. The blade long and thin, except at the bottom there's
I love it. I love it.
All right. Well, I sheath the rapier. I have to go get all dolled up.
Good luck. I'm sorry I can't be there to see you all in your fancy ass glory, but I'll have to just imagine it from here, I suppose. Maybe I'll wear a mask myself and make everyone do so we can have a party of our own.
Try not to.
I'll need to be on alert myself, so.
I will expect the package at the Rose Tinted Tavern.
It'll be there in the morning. Be safe.
Well, and I start to walk out, and then I turn back around and I say, Silas, bye for dinner. Have that big of a stick up around. I leave.
It's not her. It's not her. All right, go perfect. And
Most of the time.
Yeah.
We boot back onto the cruise. So Dom, you're able to walk in and at your own home. Everybody is there. Feel free to carry on.
I was gonna say, knowing that he went to the Thieves Guild and knowing that it was probably to talk about this mission, I think Bree has been very respectful of the I understand this is your other family. I'm not going to press and pry for all of the details. And so she doesn't know where he goes for the entrance, but at least knows a point when he heads there and they're together that they separate. And so I think she would wait for him there before meeting everyone at the house to be able to talk to him and see if just be able to talk to him more privately than with everybody else, just knowing that this is a sensitive matter for Dom.
Love it. Does Dom
Which
go
I
there
thought
first
of
as well?
before he said all that, so it's not
Yeah, I think that he walks by that spot and just doesn't even break his stride and joins them.
Okay. Perfect.
So
we'll do that scene first as you guys are returning to the house.
Well, any updates?
Gotta ask you the same thing. I mean, everyone's meeting at our place for
What?
some drinks. Well, they want to have
Shadow
dance
jumps
lessons.
up on his shoulder.
They want dance lessons. Yeah, Cam wanted Zara offered, Cam wanted dance lessons and drinking, and I figured it might be best if that's in a safe place and not a tavern.
Cam gets anything out of it.
It seems like she actually is. I mean, we were talking and she was like, "Oh, I have to put on a whole new role," and told her she didn't, and progress. She seems to be more sure of herself.
Everything has to Oh, when it really just needs. Focus side.
Okay.
Fucking. Tried to
You know
talk him out.
why?
Tried to talk him out. And he's
Hmm.
right. And he's right. She let him in here and then gave them nothing. Wait for it. I did my best to talk. But
Okay.
you should just keep an eye anyway. Don't trust
Okay.
it. I don't trust. I trust Silas. Reeves is in. Don't trust.
Yeah. Well, you've told me, it seems he's a dangerous idiot.
It's too. Tends to follow the same mission that we all follow down there, but that tells me that for something.
Hmm.
Continue. Hopefully, my word.
Yeah.
All I know is that if they are to come, roof.
Okay. That's how they'll get out. Okay. JMO wants to insight check so bad, but I know Bree wouldn't. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's good to know. I think that may be a good divide and conquer way for us is some stay near the Archduchess and some watch the stairs or whatever to get to the roof.
Like I'm the one that could stay closest to Archduchess.
Sure. I mean, even if it's just again, there's 5 of us if we split it.
Yeah, of course. No, I shouldn't be alone. That's for sure. But you can strike.
Just wait till you see the dress they made me.
Oh, yes. Right.
When in Rome, you know?
Listen, grabs. I know that you nothing but you and I found each other. Dark area. Completely different one. That we found. I want you to back here. Not just gonna fall back. I choose. But I may act at times. Know that.
I do, and I believe that. And who knows if they are stupid enough to try for this diadem and we rightly stop them, as I'm pretty confident in our capabilities too. We could, donate our reward straight to the refugees. That's 400 gold for them right there. I don't know how much they're selling the diadem for, but there stops potential more angst between these two groups. And if
I
what's his
appreciate
name
where
is
you're.
leading it,
I appreciate how is that. I think that wherever they would sell this, up more.
of course, it's just something. So at least it's
If
not
we
a lose-lose for them.
we see Greek, trust me, will be the first. know you'll be able to. Perhaps that
Okay.
my heart was as black as coal when you met.
I know that. I'll give
Still
him a little
definitely-
kiss on the cheek.
Still definitely got some black in it though.
Of course.
Still real dark in there.
I'll do the
very
like,
dark
oh,
gray.
big scary boy.
And I like
And-
jokingly kind of like lead her in a small little dance and twirl as we like.
Aw.
Cute. Out of character, have I met Silas or Greaves?
Not Greaves.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Not Greaves for sure. I think that it's possible that you would have met Silas. Silas definitely knows who you are. I think you know very
Sure.
little about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possible that he was willing to like come to a market in a cape.
That's
with
what
a
I was
hood,
thinking. Yeah.
And
Some
like a
busy
brief
tavern.
introduction, so
Yeah.
he knew,
Okay.
and then like dipped out. Like he,
And I think that was
Uh,
like pulling teeth for Tom for him to even get him to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
yeah,
And-
for sure.
And is this because I know you said brother but not by blood, so this isn't your brother, or
No.
is this okay?
I am not actually.
Okay.
But you would
Correct.
know that. I mean, you know, and just a reminder for characters, Dom was classic. And found the
Okay.
found the Thieves Guild family. Became his mentor, big brother, like.
Okay. So
Yes.
the brother that was because I remembered you wanting to like always saying I have to get back to my brother, but that was Silas.
That was silent.
So okay. That's who I thought it was. So I know the
Yeah.
importance of Silas to you,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though I've only met him once. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yes.
He's
cool.
the closest thing I have to.
Because how old is Dom? Ish.
Dom's like, at this point, probably at most late 20s, and by late 20s, like 27, 20.
Yeah, I think Silas is like 40, 41. So he was probably like 20 when, or he was
Yeah.
like, late teens
Yeah.
when you were
exactly.
young.
Yeah.
So there's enough of a gap that it's older for sure,
Yeah.
more, older, wiser, but not old enough to be a father figure. Definitely
Yeah.
more of a
He's definitely, it's one of those things where he definitely is a father figure to Dom, but like,
Yeah.
would punch me in the face if I ever said that. It's like, so it's like, it's big
Right.
brother, you know?
Big brother.
I like to think
I'm
that
not
Bree's
that
a couple
old.
years older than Dom too.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
Love it. Excellent. What are the three of you all doing inside? I'd love the roles for the dancing from her
Yes.
and Cam at this point as you are stumbling through your first lessons after a few drinks.
I'm just like giving pointers from the outside.
I love it.
I'm like, oh, it looks like you're maybe moving your foot a little too fast. Oh, that's why you're stepping on each other.
I got a 13 on the
Excellent.
acrobatics, so whatever that means.
Zara, how'd you do?
11.
11. Amazing.
Oh, no.
I
I'm
think
teaching you.
I think that Czar, when Cam had no idea, like at the beginning, so we'll say this is a little later into the evening. So I think Czar was definitely the more proficient, but Cam quickly learned. I think that the kind of fighting experience that you have and maybe like the nimbleness you had to have in the cold, like you were honestly always like on ice or, it was a treacherous place to learn to walk in. So I feel like you just naturally kind of have some more agility. So I think Czar and Cam are quite evenly matched in the dancing. Cam is overtaken a little bit in terms of extra flair. So Cam is maybe leaning in a bit with the drink and the practice to maybe an extra spin or potentially like a hand flourish or something. That's where the
Oh.
extra 2 points are. But you guys are both very serviceable. You know the basic dances that would be played, nothing too elaborate, but you know the basics of what would be done. 4.
Haha, the student becomes the teacher.
Oh, this feels lovely. I feel so free.
And then
Yeah.
Bree and Dom come in as well. So if you guys want to have any last few RP moments before our break, and then we can dive into the masquerade when we get back.
Nothing. We weren't doing anything.
No, we were dancing.
You
Yeah.
guys just
Right,
you were
yes,
dancing.
we were dancing.
Oh,
Okay.
You're not dancing?
Suspicious all the time.
We were dancing. Are you okay? Did you want to dance some more?
Do you want a drink?
Czar?
Throws her off to get another drink.
Okay. Yeah.
Incredible.
I'll come back with drinks for Bree and Dom.
You welcome to our humble abode.
Lovely. It's very beautiful here.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Try to
Sort of
but yeah, we have
magic
some
in the air.
Did we take the drugs? Did we take the drugs or
Oh, we have not yet.
Oh, you haven't
You,
yet.
you
Okay.
two did, didn't you? I thought you two
No, we
didn't.
just took them.
Oh, you just took them.
You
okay.
have them. You haven't
have
taken
you
them
haven't
yet.
taken them.
mm.
Yeah. I
Well,
would
we have
tell us
some
about
pass them
them?
out to everyone.
What's this?
Yeah, what is this?
Just a little fun for the evening.
This is drugs, Bree.
Okay, I'll
I've
just give
taken
mine
mine.
to Dom.
I've taken mine.
I take both.
Yeah, I'll take mine.
Okay,
Dom's
and
had a bad
everybody
day.
taking theirs. That everybody's taking theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dom's double dosed.
Dom's double dosed. Okay, excellent.
Bree is not, so
Bree
she's
is our
babysitting.
guide.
Jeez. Bree is our guide. Spirit guide. Okay, yeah. So I will say for the rest of the next day, which luckily is not the masquerade day, it'll be the next day. You guys would roll, we'll say, like at disadvantage on all checks
Oh my
because you are
God.
recovering from the intensity of the drugs the night before. I think Dom would particularly have like I don't know double disadvantage on.
Bree just like
You
has to
are-
wrap him
you
in a
are
blanket and say, "It's
stressed
okay, it's
out
okay."
all day.
Like, feed
You're,
him.
I know this
looking
feeling.
over your shoulder. There's like a deep, unsettling feeling. on top of the already uncomfortable
Yeah.
feelings you're probably already feeling, so it's just like doubling,
Yeah.
tripling that.
Can Dom roll to see whether or not he says anything weird about
Yeah.
his plan because he's super compromised?
I would probably at some point be like, so what did everybody get in their shopping trip yesterday? Just like assuming that that's where everybody went. That might
Roll
sort of put him in a
roll me
position of like, what
D20,
did you
Dom.
do?
8.
All right, you fail. So
Oh,
I say that let's see, we can work together to come up with something. It would not be obvious what you had done, but it's something odd. Let's see. I think you just didn't know, like you were like, what shopping trip?
What?
shopping.
I didn't go
Yeah.
shopping. I went to the guild.
Oh!
You went
Oh.
to the Thieves Guild?
Yeah, I wanted to see if
What?
I wanted to see if they were doing what he said they were gonna. They are.
Are they?
I don't think so. Not anymore, but they might.
Oh, so we should be
But
extra
they
on
know that-
alert.
As
They
the
know that we
GM,
know,
you
though.
don't.
No, they
have
don't
to
know
give
about-
any-
No, they don't know about us. They don't know about us. They know
Are
that
they here?
They know that I applied for the job.
Oh, but
So
they
they're
think you're
gonna know
doing
that
it
we're
alone.
onto them.
They don't
No
know what
pass.
you guys look like.
True.
So they only know that Dom is going to be there. They don't know that we're going to be there.
Right.
Oh boy. Okay. Are we still on drugs?
Yes, I think we should all go to sleep. Seeing
Which
Dom
ca-
probably
which-
still
Which
more
cam are
than
you
he
guys
should have.
talking to?
This
Yep,
one.
okay, it's bedtime, everyone. We have some bedrolls that I can put in the living
Yep.
room for everyone. Okay.
I don't want to go to
sneaky.
bed.
Okay, well,
I
we're
have to
gonna
change
have
my
quiet
pants.
time.
Really
Let's look at
quickly,
the
I have to
stars.
go.
Dom,
I
let's
have to
go
go do
upstairs.
something really quickly.
You
Bye.
have to what?
I have to go do something really quickly. Bye.
Okay.
Oh.
Be careful. Should I go with you? Okay.
I
She's
would
going
go
to the 8th layer of hell.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
You're gonna visit
Definitely.
Thomas.
Oh my god.
I would still come back and sleep over though. It
Okay,
would be
good.
a very quick trip.
Everybody
Everyone would still
wakes
set
up
out
in
a bedroll in the living room
Yeah.
for you.
Like
Yeah.
everybody
Back, I'm
wakes
like,
up in a bit of a cuddle puddle.
Yeah.
Like everyone's kind of awake. all
Yeah,
on
just to
top of each other.
clarify, I think what Don tells you guys is that he did go to the Thieves Guild, found out that they might be doing it, but he tried to talk them out of it, but he doesn't.
Yep.
They don't know anything about
Okay.
Yep. And I would say that you guys are heavily not sure if that's true or not because he was doubly on drugs. So
Yeah.
you're
Cool.
not sure.
it. Maybe he
And I-
thought he was
That's
talking
true.
to the. but he really was talking to a wall all night.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
In the
Right.
morning, I would let Dom know what he said. Be like, "Hey, so you were on a lot of drugs,
A
and
lot of drugs.
told everyone that you went to the Thieves Guild, and that they definitely are doing what we think they're doing, but maybe you also talked them out of it. But also, you don't think they know us, so it's still confusing, and I'm not sure how much everyone else picked up on because they were also on drugs.
I would have
But
told.
just so you
I
know,
would have told them everything I told you.
I'm just saying, just so you know,
They know
you
now.
said that on drugs. That's all I just
I'll
want.
clarify with them all.
Perfect. Okay. I think today we should just sleep, though. You should probably just rest.
I'm half asleep.
Yep. Okay, I love you. Help me tuck
Shadow,
him back in.
because I'm like hungover and crazy. Shadow looks like a cartoon cat. Like he's kind of a little amorphous and like not really.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Like when I get drunk, Shadow gets a little
floats.
wobbly.
He just walks and floats. Like
Yeah.
there's no touching the ground. There's just a time.
Shadow's actually just T-posing.
And moving.
That's incredible. I
Cool.
love it. Well, with that chaos, we will take our break there.
Amazing.
I think if
Drax.
10 minutes? Is that what we
Yeah.
want to do? 10
Yeah,
minutes worth?
10-minute break.
We'll be back in 10 minutes, and then we will describe what we're all wearing. The best part.
Ah,
Excellent. See you guys in a minute.
divorce.
Oh no.
Oh no! Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of this wildly spinning story we are weaving as we go. This is the beauty of group storytelling. I am so excited to see what happens next as the person
The
running
leader
the
of
game.
this game.
I, the leader of this game, I'm very excited to know what happens next.
Oh my
So,
God.
this is the day of the masquerade. It is in the evening. So I just want to spend a little bit of time going around the circle.
That's the dance lessons with just us learning the choreography of Masquerade.
Masquerade of Phantom of the Opera. Excellent. So yes, this is my favorite trope, D&D trope. I know I asked you
Yes.
all what your favorite D&D tropes were to kind of kick off this little 5-session adventure. Describing what we're wearing to fancy events. So everyone gets to decide. There are no rules in this world to what is, if you're female identifying wanting to wear pants, that's totally fine. I just want to throw that out there. There's no strict anything here for gender identity and clothing. It is pretty fluid and open. So I will start with Angie as Cam.
Oh.
What is Cam wearing for the masquerade, and what does the mask look like, if anything, if there's anything special you want to call out?
I think that Cam is wearing a very, it's simple, but for her, because she's Cam, it's like whoa. People
Whoa.
are like whoa. So I think she's wearing kind of like a pair of like high-waisted like slacks that are not like full out like flare situation, but like not like super skinny. You know what I'm saying?
Like a bootleg cut.
Like a bootleg,
slacks.
yeah, bootleg slacks, but like
Love it.
high-waisted and like
Yep.
pleated maybe a little bit.
Yes.
And just literally only a like men's fancy vest, like tank top, so her arms are exposed, so like she doesn't want to, so it's like that, but then it's like really low cut and like kind of like little bit of midriff showing, so like all her tattoos are exposed, and she just has like a really long braided like one single braid.
Love it.
And little like it's all black, but I would think that there would be like little like brass accents, maybe a brass ring.
Buttons.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
things that kind of match like her great axe, like the metal bits.
I love it.
And she has like those kind of like interspersed in her braid as well.
Nice. And then does the mask have anything of note? Is it a black mask with bronze accents like the outfit?
I would say, yeah, it's a black mask and then just like a bronze ring around like one of the eyes. So like not even both of the eyes, but just one of them. But it's like it's a half mask.
Perfect. And are you going to be carrying your weapon inside the party?
I don't think that, unfortunately, I think the great axe would be too conspicuous.
Yep.
So I think that she would carry, I think I had a dagger at some point.
Yeah, you can have, and everything that you need or want will be provided to you.
I think I would have the axe here,
Yes.
but I wouldn't be carrying it.
I think that Sir Philip would have arranged for there to be like a coat closet, I don't know, nearby enough that if something really bad went down, you guys would be able to have quick enough access, like 1 turn's worth of action to go and get it. Yeah, so you can have a dagger on your person though in the interim.
Yeah, and I'll have a dagger, and I'll have, because I'm so tall, if possible, could I also have like a couple concealed javelins? Or is that too hard because of the way that I've described my, like, can the pants fit? Well,
I feel like the pants
sense.
alone
Just
would
down
not
your
be able to
pants.
cover, and the way you've described the fact that
Okay.
it's just a little
That's
vest.
fair.
I don't
Yeah.
a
Then
couple
just-
javelins, no.
Just the dagger.
But you can have javelins in the closet along with the axe if you want.
No, I'll just have the axe.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Lovely, I love it. Miranda, what is Czar wearing?
Well, I do like to play with the like, is it a juxtaposition of like, I'm very awkward and weird, but like super hot.
I love it.
Yes.
So this
Perfect.
would be my mask.
Oh, I love
Yes.
that.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hot.
The horns.
With like a dress that's got like some cutouts and is just like very flattering to my body shape, with like arms on the sleeves that are like flowy.
Ooh, flowy arms. I love it. Is it the same color as the mask then to match? Kind of that like
Yeah.
Awesome. Ooh, I love it. Okay, I
Like
love the
gold
real life.
details.
I love it. Perfect. JMO, what is Bree wearing?
Bree asked for a long satin dress with plunging V, open back, like
Everyone's
very
dressed
going
in
for the as much as she hates it, she knows she's attractive and that could be useful in a time like this. So, and it's like a dark blue navy almost. And she specifically requests a concealed dagger thigh strap and a special like hook or something built into the back of the dress that she could put her whip in. And then she would give them the cloak of protection she just got to basically either alter or add an additional outer layer so it feels more like a nice cloak that could conceal the whip and she could still wear that. And maybe matches the dress as well. And then she would get a black mask that looks like a black cat.
Oh, that's adorable. Perfect.
Oh.
Zach, what is Dom wearing? And then I have a little thing for you at the end as well.
Dom is wearing all black. Instead of brass, his accent silver. Like black boots with silver buckle, black pleat slacks, a billowy black shirt that goes into a neck, and then on the outside, like kind of a long flowing like trench coat, black, that has silver along the cuffs, and like an innate design on the like legs of the coat. I don't know what you would call the bottom part of it. They're not the actual legs, but what covers the legs. An innate design that kind of like, it looks like a silver, almost amorphous design that like turns into not actual.
Yeah.
And then also, he proudly displays his rapier. It's a very beautiful rapier, and I think can very easily be seen as like a decoration.
Like decorative sword. I would agree with that.
And then hidden on his back are 2 daggers.
Great.
I was gonna describe a mask. surprise a mask.
No, go for it. For surprise.
I also think that he would wear a black cat mask, but in contrast to Breeze, probably a lot more angular lines, look more masculine, and like probably like slightly shorter snout, kind of make a slightly more masculine.
Love it.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I was just gonna say that when you went to the Rose Tinted Tavern in the morning, what was waiting for you was a pouch filled with shells that is a certain weight, and a note would have been affixed to it that said, "Exact weight, you're welcome." You said something of weight, right?
No,
Or did
I
you
know.
actually need a
I
pouch?
think what he wanted, he didn't specify this, so he like punches himself in the head.
Okay,
but-
because I was like,
No. But what he was planning on doing, using a circlet or a crown to replace it with, and just minor illusion the fact that it looks like
Yeah.
a diadem, so that it will obviously be
still
seen.
minor illusion.
It's
just harder to do.
What he does is he just strings the shells together so that they're at least in a circle, so that they can have the weight to them, and then just he will try to minor illusion that if that comes to an opportunity.
Okay,
to do
perfect.
so.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, great. And then Emily, let me know what Z is wearing.
It's kind of funny the similarities in what Miranda and I thought
Oh!
of independently.
Yes.
Z would be wearing a long, like fairly form-fitting gold gown, with a pretty high slit up the side, enough that she can still move if she needs to move. And then like knee-high, maybe even like thigh-high leather boots, with a dagger tucked into the top of one of the boots, and like very flowy big sleeves, that are sort of almost like sheer, like gold sparkly. And then her mask is like a black leather mask that has like not big horns like Czar's, but almost like almost like chopped off horns, sort of like stubby little horns. And that's black leather, and all of her accessories are black. And then my new magic item is the Pearl of Power. So I've got that on a string around my neck.
I love it. Okay,
yeah.
perfect. So you guys all are able to make your way inside. Any weapons, including the great axe, will be stored accordingly. So any weapons you want, I'm not going to make you list them all. I'll just say they're available. Just don't take advantage of that. It's stuff you have to actually have. And then, yeah, I mean, you guys are able to be led inside to the masquerade. There's quite a few people here. Again, as I mentioned, it's not just nobility, but nobility is definitely present. There are also, middle class, lower class folks. Some are dressed very well. Some are dressed, a little bit more shabbily, but everybody's really put on what you assume to be their best. There's a lot of chatter and discussion. There are hors d'oeuvres being passed by servants. This is a grand hall, tall ceilings, pillars all down. Like imagine the big Pride and Prejudice. What am I thinking? Bridgerton kind of style, like big open room with pillars, and then there's like more space kind of in the shadows around the pillars. So you've got some more shadowy areas, you've got some more public areas. There's a large band playing of bards playing. That's pretty well known, so they were able to be pinned down for the masquerade ball. Playing music, there's dancing, and at the head of the room, in the center, so we'll say that the kind of group of bards playing are to the side, is a dais, and on that sits the Archduchess wearing the diadem of dependence. How I think we could run this is I want everybody to roll initiative. Oh, go ahead, sorry. Yes.
I just wanted to say two things that Dom would have clarified with the group before they got there. One, if Shadow comes up to them and like pats at their legs and then walks away, Dom has told Shadow to bring them to a certain location. Like follow Shadow if he.
Okay.
Just so that no one's like surprised if that happens. And then I also think I will leave this up to you, Kelsey. I understand both sides of the argument. Um, I've allowed this in the past. If you don't want to allow this, I told you. Would you allow minor illusion?
Yep.
To produce like a bust of someone that I have, to the best of my knowledge, like literally just like not like as to show people what someone looks like. What I'm trying.
Yes, that's totally right.
So I would show the party what I remembered to the best of my knowledge of that grief.
Okay, you guys get a picture drop.
Yeah, and I would tell them to be on the lookout for this guy.
I would also have said
he's baby.
We should all, including Dom and I, not arrive together. So
that was the last thing he was going to say.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. I think that's perfect. But I didn't want to just say that he said that because that's a group discussion. But Dom would definitely propose, along with Bree, that we should all show up separately and probably like not really spend much time together at the actual party.
Great.
And you tell them about the roof, correct?
I do. I tell
that's
everybody.
Another thing we should see
tell
is,
everybody
like,
that
if we are splitting it up.
I tell everybody that if they do come, they will be entering, exiting.
Okay. Oh, all right. I would like everyone to please roll initiative. As you guys do this, I will describe for the group watching, if any, on Twitch, that Greaves is a younger man, probably closer to your age, Dom. So he's going to be late 20s, maybe 27, 28. He has long, not long, but like shoulder length blonde hair, and kind of a very defined, I'll say defined chin. He doesn't have any facial hair that you remember at the time. You haven't really seen him since a while back, probably before your, he would have been around the same age as you, similar situation. As far as you don't know a lot about his backstory, but he was in the guild around the same time as you. You were definitely the favorite, but you know of him. So at the time, he didn't have any facial hair. You don't know if he does now, but you assume he does not. Excellent. Awesome. Great. All right. What do we have in terms of initiative? If anyone above 20, I guess. Start. Okay.
Hot damn.
So what do you guys have? Let me know your numbers.
22.
22.
What do you have?
21.
21. Okay, great.
21
is first.
21.
And then Czar is second. Okay, and then anyone between 15 and 20.
Got 19.
Okay.
God damn.
This is an actual
20, 10 to 15.
Y'all go over.
Got it. 14.
And
12.
12. Okay, great. Cam.
Everybody above a 10 though. That's impressive.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's 5.
Matt was.
Then I'm gonna roll 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid 2.
Emily, will you roll me another d20, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
13.
Okay. Thank you. Give me 1 second.
Let's go, Ray.
I like to think that Cam's just like humming that to herself throughout. Like just like nervously. Yeah.
So, would you have also told them? Because Silas told you how many people were going to be there, right? Like how many people he assigned to the job?
Yeah, I told them to just.
Okay. So, oh my god, this is insane. This is not what I expected. I love it. Okay, so Dom, you are first. How we're gonna do this is not like true combat where it's 6 seconds, blah blah blah. You only have 1 action, 1 movement, 1 bonus action. I'm gonna say you are going to tell me what you are going to do first. Like narrow it to the place you are going, the thing you are doing, like 1 quote unquote action, but it's not necessarily, I'm not going to limit it necessarily to like what you can do in an action. It's like, I'm going to get there and post up and keep an eye out, or I'm going to do a sweep of the room and I'm looking for this. And then, so that's the kind of style, and I'll adjust you guys if it's too much, and I'll be pretty flexible with this. But this way, everybody has a turn to do something and react to what's being done in the room. If you want, you can use your turn to identify where your party members are. That's a full action to like understand the layout of the space. Totally fine. That's like a full action turn. So Dom, you're first. We'll play this by ear. We'll roll with it a little bit, but I want this to be more narrative than rule for this. So feel free to just let me know what you do first. You are the first one to arrive, let's say, if you're spreading out your arrivals.
Sometimes going first is the worst.
I know, I'm excited to put you on the spot.
I, for now,
Yep.
post Shadow.
Yep.
At the entrance wine cellar.
Okay.
And I tell him to notify me telepathically.
Yep.
If anyone with white hair.
Yep.
Or if any group of 5 people enter or exit that door.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay, great.
That's his only thing he has to do.
Great. I'll say it's going to take him 2 turns to find it and get there.
Yeah,
but he will be there at the end of your next turn. He will be there.
That's totally
great.
I will then stay consistently within 15 of the Archduchess.
Okay.
Eyes peeled pretty much directly on.
Okay.
And try my best to keep my position in between her and the wine. That makes sense. So like if she's here and like the wine cellar's here, like she's moving around, I'm just like staying in.
What I will say, you can absolutely stay within 15 feet of her. No problem. That is doable. The wine cellar piece I'm going to say is a bit more tricky because it is a level down. Yeah. And you can get there from multiple. There's a lot of doors.
Oh, there's multiple places you can get there. Oh,
yeah, there are multiple places you can get that way. There's only one door in and out of the wine cellar, but there are multiple ways to get there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That makes sense.
So that part, not so much. But you can keep an eye on the doors.
Yeah, so that's what I'll say. So Shadow is definitely actually going downstairs to the entrance of the wine cellar.
Yep.
And then I am just going to stay 15 feet from the Archduchess.
Okay.
And my eyes are going to be peeled on her, only occasionally to look in the direction downstairs. But like 50% of the time on her, the other 50% spread them out the other door.
Right. I'll make you roll for that later.
Yeah,
that sounds good for now. Okay, great. So you're starting out. That's what you're doing. I will also say that if you want to talk to anyone, a brief conversation can also be your turn, and I'll act out the NPC you're talking to. So just talk
maybe
to
next turn. Yeah, maybe next turn.
Excellent. Czar, you are next with Z on deck.
I think I would head straight to the dance floor.
Okay. Perfect. Are you looking for a partner to dance with, or are you just dancing on your own?
I think I would say something like, I'm going to go dance. Who's with me?
Roll me either persuasion or performance. You can choose. Okay, that's pretty good. There is a young gentleman who approaches you a little nervously and kind of bows at the waist and offers a hand. I would be honored.
Thank you.
You take his hand. He offers his hand to like lead you to the dance floor.
We do it.
I go with them.
Great. So he's going to take you to the dance floor and we'll start to lead you in the steps of the dance. Is there anything else that you're doing in that movement, or you're just on the floor now in the dance?
Just like keeping an eye as we're circling around.
As you're moving, you're getting the lay of the land. Perfect. Excellent. Z, you're next.
I will sort of keep an eye on Czar, but
Okay.
I want to look for somebody in the crowd nearby who is by themselves and looks particularly unwise.
What do you mean by that?
Unwise. Low
Unwise?
wisdom.
What does that mean?
Someone who's got a little bit of a spacey look in their eyes.
Okay, it's a little harder to tell because everyone's
Yeah.
masked, but I will say you can roll me a perception or investigation check.
Okay. Yeah.
One, an
24.
unwise person.
How much? 24?
Someone who would say have low wisdom.
Oh, okay, sure. I will say that there is a young woman off to the side holding a glass of wine that appears to just be gazing off into center distance.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to said young lady,
Mm-hmm.
and say hello.
Oh,
And then
hello.
I'm gonna cast Fast Friends on her and
Okay,
try to
great.
charm her.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
So she needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 3.
Okay, so the command that I would give her, and this is for an hour as long as I don't lose concentration.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna tell her, watch the queen. If you see the crown move from her head at all, I want you to scream at the top of your lungs.
Ooh, okay.
Hell
Yes.
All right.
I love
She
this.
blinks and nods. Okay.
Great.
Sounds fun.
I'll just literally walk away from her and go to the dance floor.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. That's
One
the
second.
ugliest effing crown I've ever seen.
Ooh, that crown is so ugly. Okay, great. Excellent. Cam, you are next with Bree on deck, and then it will be back to Dom. So that's the next 3 in a row.
The downstairs part you said is the entrance or the wine?
You
stuff?
guys nobody else knows about the wine cellar. Dom is the only one who
he's
knows
the
about
only
it.
one. Okay.
This is the party itself is in the grand ballroom, which is
Mhm.
big, open, lots of
Yeah.
doors. People are coming in and out. There's food. There's drinks passed. There's tall
Yeah.
ceilings, big columns, yada yada.
Food table or food on trays?
Both. There is a
Um,
food table. There are probably like multiple like long tables with food, and then there's
Yeah.
people passing smaller appetizers as well.
Cool. If there is a section of the food table that is closest to the door, to like
Mhm.
the entrance door,
There is
I
one near
would-
an entrance door. Yes.
yeah, I would post there and
Okay.
just like sentinel style, like guard,
Excellent.
like much more stereotypical guard situation, but to make it look like I'm like eating food or like very interested in the food. And I probably would
Okay.
like make a little plate or like grab a little morsel.
Okay, great.
Is there anyone? I think I would immediately just look to see if there's anybody in the room already that has the look of grieve.
Okay.
So I would
Perception.
do a
You can do a
scan.
perception check for me for that.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh.
You get hit with a firebolt.
You you are dead. No, there's nobody to that description that you can see. There are a few ladies with light blonde hair, but much longer and do not appear to be masculine presenting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then I would just hold up there, keeping
Great.
an eye on the entrance.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Bree, you're next. Dom on deck.
I think I would do probably a lap just to see where, like, assuming the roof is the thing, where stairs are or where access seems to be, not like to the point of actually going through any of
Yep.
them, but like seeing like, okay, this looks like there's stairs over there, or there's, side rooms kind of thing.
Perfect. Go
And
ahead and
then
roll me a perception check for that, just to get how much detail you get.
okay.
Okay.
Perception. What is my perception?
Perception.
18.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that you're able to wander through some of the side hallways too, and you can kind of tell where the immediate stairs are that go up. I think you know that it would probably be like 2 or 3 floors up. It's a pretty tall building as well with multiple levels. So I'd say maybe 3 or 4 flights up would be the roof, but you can find the immediate doors that would have or openings that would have stairs up.
Okay. I would clock that, and then just where I would hang out would be closer to the Duchess. And basically what I'm gonna do is watch the crown specifically, less
Okay.
her, but more the crown, and then just constantly hold locate object and cast it as soon as I either don't see the crown anymore or something happens that would seem nefarious of
Okay.
like the lights going out or something like that, so I can cast locate object for the crown.
So you're not casting it yet. You're only
No.
casting it. Okay.
Not yet.
Roll me. Not yet. Okay.
Okay.
Dom, you're next.
You said we would come back to my roll. Did I ever notice anything when I was my eyes on stairs downstairs, or did I not get? Be like, I'll make you roll for that later.
Oh yeah, not yet. Not yet.
Oh,
That was
okay.
something completely unrelated.
Oh, okay. So, so I haven't.
I'm keeping mental track in my head of how to.
Gotcha. So I've not noticed anything.
Nothing specific. No. She's been sitting on the dais. I think at this point she would stand. So now she is moving, and you will be staying within 15 feet of her unless you tell me otherwise. But she is like stood from the dais. She's maybe approached. Let's say there's like a couple, like a man and a woman. They're older, much older, probably her age, and she approaches them with a broad smile, and like takes the man's hands and takes the woman's hands. These are familiar to you. These folks are not peasants, but like definitely not nobility. They own they help to operate the hospital in Evanar, the not hospital, doctor healer place in Evanar. So they are well known by her. She's donated a lot to them. So she approaches them to have a conversation.
Okay, I think I made a bad decision. So I am going to find a moment to slip down.
Okay, I'll say you meet Shadow there.
I send Shadow to go spend some time with Bree.
Okay.
And he's gonna just follow Bree around to be available in case I need. But also, I want him to warn me if Bree starts freaking out. If Bree starts doing anything other than just like walking around,
Okay.
I want him to warn me. But I also want him to be there in case I need to warn her. And then, can I enter the wine cellar?
I will say on your next turn you can. It took you a turn to get
Totally
there and swap with Shadow.
And then.
So yes, next time.
yeah. So yeah, I'm just staying by the door.
Grand. Zar, you're next. Z on deck. You are dancing with a young, nervous gentleman.
I'm dancing. I would say something like, "Isn't the queen's crown so cool?"
I suppose so. It's very beautiful. I've never seen it before.
Me either. I couldn't even tell you what it was.
Right.
And then I would try to like turn and tap on someone else and try to dance with someone else.
Okay, yeah, sure. So you're able to swap partners. This individual is tall tiefling woman who starts dancing as well. Oh no, hello.
Hello, isn't the queen's crown so cool?
She looks over and is like, oh, it does look different, doesn't it? Different than what she usually wears anyway.
Have you ever seen it?
That one? No?
me either. And I would turn and try to
Oh my
tap on
God.
someone else.
All right, we'll give you 2 options with that. We'll pause your turn there.
Oh God, I love it.
Z, you're next.
Z would just sort of be like, probably would have stayed on the dance floor for like one dance,
Okay.
and then would find wherever they're serving drinks,
Okay.
and sort of just like find a wall to post up on and like watch, like see if there's any sign of what's his face, what's his name that
Greaves?
Dom told us about. Yeah. See if I see him anywhere or anyone else who looks like they're scoping out the queen, the
Okay.
Duchess.
Roll me a d20. Roll me a perception check. D20. Perception check.
17.
So you're looking, you said, for either Greaves or anyone who is paying attention to the Archduchess?
Yeah, who just like seems to be paying too much attention.
Okay, and you said a 17.
Yeah.
You don't see Greaves,
Okay.
but you do see on the other side of the room that there is a woman in a deep kind of plum gown and a matching mask. So pretty simple, but like you can tell that it kind of curves a little bit. There's like some whorls to it that kind of go up a little bit on the side. And she has a goblet of wine in hand, and she does hold her gaze on the Archduchess. You don't really know if that's because she's waiting for her to be out of her conversation or because she's locked on, but that is the longest gaze you've seen anyone kind of hold on her before she walks away.
I'm just gonna keep an eye on her.
Okay?
That's all. And then
Excellent.
keep my concentration on. Do I need to?
Yep.
What do I roll for concentration?
You don't need to roll for that. If you're not casting anything else, I don't think you
Okay.
need to. If you're casting another concentration spell, that'll drop. And if something happens to you where you have to like save and hold that concentration, but you don't have to roll for it otherwise.
Then I'm just
Dom?
chilling and drinking.
Dom, what is your passive perception?
Passive perception or passive investigation?
Passive perception. Perception.
10.
Okay. You don't notice until you feel it. But all of a sudden, there is a man dressed in all black with a familiar color hair, a black mask, right up on his arm on your arm, leaning up against the wall. Hello, Dom.
Hello, Greaves. So, going.
I heard you were being sent to steal my thunder.
Oh. Making sure that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here. See that your exit.
It's not what I was told. That you insisted that you wanted to steal the crown yourself.
I said I would help. Then I learned it was your initiation.
Interesting. Why would you have then potentially asked for the exact weight of the crown?
Out. It's only if you want to utilize it, but I do have the ability to make a simple circlet of look like. I do so. I like circle it in my hand and then I minor illusion. It was simply an option. But I'm assuming you have.
I do, actually. Thank you. I think that you and your little cronies can just go. You're certainly not needed here, so. Unless, of course, and he kind of pushes off the wall and walks backwards towards the party. Unless, of course, you're here to just watch the show. And he grins, and he turns, and he walks into the room with the party. Or walks up the stairs towards the main ball.
Smile. There'll be something.
Okay. Is Shadow doing anything at this point? Just following Bree until she behaves different,
Yep, just
right?
following Brie.
All right, Zar, it's back up to you. Z, you are on deck. I will say you can roll me a perception check.
Wait,
if
that
you
was
would
my
like.
whole turn?
Oh no, I thought you said on your turn you want to do something next turn. Do you
Yeah, I
wanna
know.
go
I thought
now?
did we not just do that in between turns for people?
we didn't go.
Yeah, because I haven't gone for
Yeah,
my
yeah,
second.
yeah. I thought that was
Oh,
just
yeah,
I
wait,
thought that was
sorry.
just a little sidebar.
I got confused. No, yes, it was. Cam,
Okay.
you're next. Bree, you're
I
on
was
deck.
like,
My bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought.
Because I'll do something if that was my turn, but I didn't think. Yeah. I just thought that was a little
Cam.
like sidebar, is what I thought
You
that
were
was.
so right. Cam, you
Yeah.
are next. Bree, you're on deck.
I Cam would be fiddling very nervously with her hands because she doesn't have a great axe. And standing in the corner, still waiting for any sign of the
You can roll me a perception check.
okay. And how you said it would take one turn for me to get my great axe?
Yes.
Okay. Perception. That is an 18.
You see entering the party from one of the doors a man dressed in black with the hair that was described to you.
Okay. I would immediately. Can I see I would see that. Can I see the Duchess?
Yep, she's moved on from her conversation with the couple. She has gone over to a young peasant girl. She's crouched down. We'll say she's got maybe a cane because she's a little older. So she's like kind of crouched down a little bit to speak with the little girl.
I would make as much effort as I could to kind of fill in for Dom in the 15-foot radius of her between Greaves and the Duchess. But
Yep.
on my way moving towards her, I would try very hard to get through Z and Czar and just say, "Look alive," and move towards
I love it.
them, or move towards the Duchess.
Excellent. You do that. Bree, you are next. Dom, you are on deck. Bree, I'll also have you start your turn with a perception check.
Huzzah! 17.
You see entering from the opposite side. I guess you didn't know that he was there yet, but you do see entering in a slightly fancier outfit, not a dress, but like military wear, like almost military dress. The heiress walks in as well. She has her hands kind of behind her back in a formal posture, seems slightly annoyed to be here, but kind of comes in and posts up kind of near the dais. She clocks her mom, she nods in that direction, she walks to the base of the dais and kind of stands, just observing the party.
Okay. But I don't happen to see Greaves.
I'll roll another perception if you want to
Okay.
see, because that kind of took you happen to be facing that direction when she came in, so you kind of clocked that.
A 15.
We'll say that we'll give it to you because I think he's pretty obvious given the description. So I think that you also see coming from the opposite side of the room entering the man described.
Okay. Then I will walk directly towards the Duchess. On my way from like a random plate or a food table, I would grab like a piece of food that seems kind of sticky, whether it has like a jelly or something on
Okay.
it. And as I get close to the Duchess, I make it seem like I want to walk by and I'm eating this thing,
Yeah.
and I drop it onto her dress, and then immediately like profusely apologize, start cleaning it off, like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh my, like, to be able to have an excuse basically to be right next to the Duchess and talk to her.
Okay. I would say that. Give me a second. Shadow alerts you that something is up, Dom. because she's behaving in a overly emotional way. Whether it's fake or not, I would say I rolled the cat thought it was something worth noting. So there is a ping kind of in your consciousness of what you asked for has happened. And the Archduchess actually kind of looks down and touches. She's like, oh no, please, dear, you're just fine. It's so she kind of waves over like an attendant who puts their plate down and comes with something to help clean. It is
Okay.
no problem whatsoever.
Oh, I
Everything's just
can't
fine.
say how sorry I am. I mean, your dress is beautiful, and I'm so sorry. And
Oh dear, you are
I
so
hold you
kind.
in such high respect, and
Oh,
this ball has been amazing, and just everything you do for everyone. And she's just like gushing and just trying
oh
to like
dear
stall
goodness,
and
my
keep her
dear, you
talking,
do not
basically.
have to. Okay, so she's like
Yeah,
talking.
I'm trying to like be here as long as I can before she gets annoyed with me.
Yeah.
And like I'll bring up questions of like or specific events. Bree would have done her research of like knowing everything about her to be
Okay.
able to ask her very like pointed questions so she could keep up a conversation easily
Love it.
without like it just being awkward.
Easy peasy.
And she's
Sounds
pretty
great.
charismatic, so
Excellent. Dom, you are next. And Czar, you're on deck.
I go upstairs.
Yep.
I see
Perception check. You can definitely see Bree talking to the Archduchess.
15.
You do not see him.
But
there's a lot of people here.
I'll use
so
inspiration.
You just can't see him. Okay.
17.
No.
Okay. Doesn't matter. I cast Disguise Self on my way up to look exactly what Grieve showed me. And I pull out my rapier and sprint towards them.
Oh no.
The fuck?
Okay. Great.
And I make a show of it.
Okay. Okay. All right. I will continue in the order here. Czar, you see this happen. You see the man described to you as Greaves pull a rapier and start to run towards the Duchess. What would you do?
I throw my dagger at them.
Okay, go for it. Roll to hit.
Well, Bree's not gonna have to get a divorce.
I'm just gonna have to kill
Be
my husband.
dead.
She's supposed to be a widow.
17.
Does that hit you, Dom?
Cast shield.
Okay. So it doesn't. Okay, so it doesn't. It looks like. I mean, it's a sure throw. You knew that should have worked. It plinks off. Yeah. I'll say you don't know enough about Greaves to know if he can do that kind of magic, so I'm not going to have you roll any insight to see if you can tell that it's not him, because for all you know, he does. So you throw the dagger and it doesn't work. I'll pass it to Z then. What would you do? Czar has thrown a dagger at this man approaching the Dark Touch with a rapier.
Am I within 60 feet of them?
Yes. Yes.
I would just yell at the man, freeze, and I would cast command. I need
Okay.
to make a wisdom saving throw.
13.
Fails.
Okay, so you freeze in place.
On my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, I see what you're doing. Like, what? Okay, so then can everybody roll me perception checks, please?
I had eyes on the other guy.
That's what I was just
Do I
about to
get
say.
advantage?
To find Grease?
No, I had my eyes on. Oh, never mind.
Wait a minute, yeah,
24.
because you both saw. Well, I guess
I
Bree
saw
would have
him
been
come
distracted.
up. Yeah.
Bree
Yeah,
was
I wasn't
distracted
looking
by
at
the
him
Archduchess.
anymore.
Cam, I
Yeah.
think you would find this very odd because the
Yeah.
man you were watching is now also in front of the Duchess. So you see two of this person.
Yeah.
But everyone else, what did you guys get on perception checks?
24.
Okay.
11.
Okay. Dom, you can feel free to roll. You're still not frozen just yet.
14.
Okay. So anyone who got a 15 and above, you would see obviously everything that's happening. You would also see, so who clocked the woman in plum? That
I
was
did.
Emily, right? Okay. So you see the woman in plum put the goblet down and reach for, like, step forward and reach for something at her hip. Everybody would clock that movement from the crowd as unusual, leaning
Yeah.
forward as opposed to leaning back.
Uh-huh.
Most people are like, ah.
Mm-hmm.
It is now Cam's turn.
Okay, so we got a guy who looks like the guy that I saw running
Yep.
towards the Duchess.
And I think as you turn your attention and glance at the person running, you look back and the person was no longer there. But it is not possible, that is not possible for the person you saw and the person who is running to be the same person. They are different people, but they look exactly the same.
Okay.
Well, what were you gonna do, Cam?
I would rush directly towards the Greaves that's running at
Who is like in the process of like being
yeah, and like tackle him and try to grapple him.
Okay. I am trying to decide. I think that you
I'm
would
gonna
you
let
like
her do it.
advantage? Oh, okay, great. So you successfully grapple him
Yeah,
to the ground.
because I also have my unarmed strike is bigger because I have Tavern Brawler. So if I hit a creature with my unarmed strike, I can use a bonus action to grapple. So
I'm just
Okay.
allowing you to grab it.
okay, so then yeah, I would just
So you're grappled.
I'm the entire time I freeze, and then I'm just screaming, "You left those refugees out to," and I'm doing my best Greaves impression. "You left those refugees out to die. I can't believe you did this." And then when Cam grabs me, "No, let me go. No." And I'm just like really like acting and fighting and making a big scene and letting everyone see that this man who looks exactly like this is very dangerous.
Okay, I like it. I will say at this point, so as you're grappling, as you've fallen, Bree, you're actually kind of pushed out of the way as Sir Philip Charles approaches and takes the Archduchess and starts to get her out of the room
Mm-hmm.
towards the door. So he is actually moving her away. Roll me one more.
I was gonna
Oh, go ahead.
ask for my turn because Zach, you said Dom drew his rapier, but did Greaves have a rapier, or were you?
I don't know. If Greaves had a rapier, I would at least have made it look like that. But if not, it's very clear.
Because that is basically, I feel like that would be the one thing I would notice if it was his.
Roll a perception check to see if
Okay.
you can clock, because you mentioned the rapier. I was going to give Bree the opportunity since you would know him
18.
best. So you remember this rapier from when you guys came in, because you had actually commented on how nice it looked with his outfit when you were getting ready this morning. So you would have had the most time with Dom prior to the masquerade ball, and you would have seen it, so you know that this is Dom in disguise.
Okay. If that's the case, I would go ahead and cast Locate Object for the diadem, just to make sure as where the queen is going, or the duchess is going, is where it is. And then, like, knowing Sir Philip and seeing that it is me, I would like hover follow where they're going as like, oh, I need to escape too. This man's crazy. But like really just like following the queen to make sure everything's okay as well.
Okay. Sounds like a good all right, found. All right, Dom, you're next. I think you are grappled by Cam. Is there anything else you want to do along with the show here, or just continue?
I'm just making a big scene. Oh no! And then I'm assuming other guards come and get me.
Well,
and
he would freeze on his turn too.
And then as you're fighting and as you're whatever, you will just like freeze in this.
Yeah, it technically only lasts for 6 seconds.
Yeah,
it lasts.
It's a turn or whatever.
Yeah,
but wouldn't this technically be his turn that he froze on?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he
no, so I do
freezes for about
freeze, like,
6 seconds.
and then
And
oh no, stop! Oh gosh,
roll me a perception check, Dom, please. After you've been frozen for 6 seconds and come back.
God, 3.
Okay. You don't notice anything. Czar, you are next. What would you like to do?
Am I allowed to do something with Shadow?
Oh, yes.
I
sorry,
would just
yes.
have Shadow literally like just running throughout the party looking.
Okay, great. Can you roll me a perception check for Shadow?
Yes. Better perception. That's on still.
Yes. You catch Greaves walking along the back wall. So the dais is at the front of the room. There's like a wall. There's people all around. So there's people all around. He's in a crowd the whole time.
Yeah.
Shadow is able to catch him skirting along the back behind the dais towards where the Archduchess is leaving. He reaches up and touches his hair, and it turns to a deep brown.
Okay.
And then he continues walking.
I would tell Cam. I'm like, oh no, it's me. Remember? And then I say, have to follow Bree. He has brown. I just keep like, oh gosh, no.
Perfect. Okay, Czar.
and then
you're
I
on
just
deck.
and then I'm having Shadow just continue.
Perfect.
What
Or
am
Cam.
I like seeing? Out like, am I seeing?
You're
all of
seeing
this?
everything. You're seeing
Okay.
all of this. Yep. So you were like on the dance floor with it all. Actually, if you would like to roll me a perception check as well, I could maybe give you some extra info.
7.
7. Okay. You see walking by you briskly towards the Archduchess that's being led away. You see a woman in dress military uniform with her brown hair and a braid, kind of like not storming, but like walking with speed, almost knocks you down because you're like, whoa, I wasn't paying. But it's the heiress is following Lady Carmela.
I think I would follow the arrow.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Just follow her the whole way.
Yep, follow her.
Okay. Roll me an insight check.
7.
Okay, you don't get anything else. You follow her as she walks out of the room, or walks towards the exit of the room, rather. Z, you are next.
The lady in plum who like presumably grabbed a weapon. What's she doing?
So she sees, or she's kind of like watching everybody leave. So she actually steps out of their way and she looks around the room as if she's looking for something or someone.
I want to just continue to follow her gaze and go over to the woman that I charmed.
Okay, yep.
And I can like change her command.
Sweet. Okay.
So I'll basically tell her, I'll just say, follow me. And then I'm going to get closer to the woman in plum and just like watch her line of sight and follow her if she moves.
Great. Can you roll me a stealth check, please?
Oh, good. I have disadvantage.
You're not wearing your armor.
Yeah, you're not wearing your
that's
armor.
true. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was almost an nat 20, but instead it's a 4.
Okay. So you are clocking her gaze pretty darn well, and you note that her gaze snaps to you and back, and she starts to walk away further into the crowd.
I'll still follow her.
Okay, you follow her. Excellent. Okay. With that, as you follow her, does an 18 hit without your armor on?
Me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're following this woman through the crowd. You lose sight of her for just a moment. But she's right there. I mean, you can't see her hands anymore. There's like people moving and you're kind of like pushing through, like, get out of my way. And you feel the stab of a dagger in your gut as she is actually turned around, and taken your arm. And that is going to be just 3 damage.
Okay.
She doesn't hit anything vital, but she does. It actually seems very purposeful, as if it's a warning and not an attempt to kill you. It goes into kind of maybe right above your hip. So it's not any organ. It's very far to the edge, kind of a slice into your side as opposed to like a stab in your gut. And the dagger's gone as fast as it was there. And she looks at you in the eyes and says, "Get out of the way." And then she tries to leave. Slips away into the crowd. I will give you the opportunity to contest, like if you want to grab her arm. So if you want to roll in athletics or acrobatics as if it was a grapple situation, you may do
Yeah,
so.
can
or
I
you can let her go.
Can I say to the woman that I have charmed, can I say, help me grab her? And then maybe grapple her with advantage?
It's not your turn, so I'd say
Okay.
you got to do it yourself this time.
Yeah,
but
that's
on
fine,
your
that's fair.
turn, you can direct her to do whatever you want.
Yeah, I will try to grab her.
Okay.
That's a 5 on the dice. So
Okay.
what is it? Strength?
Yeah. Or
6.
yeah. 6. She gets an 8. So it's just barely enough. You get her and she yanks her arm away and slips into the crowd, further into the crowd. Cam, you are next. Bree, you're on deck.
Okay, so
You've just been told
yeah,
by who appears to be Dom now in
Yeah.
disguise.
I feel like
He's-
it would take a
follow
second,
Bree, it
like,
changes,
because
yeah.
he just said it's me, and I have a 10 wisdom, so I'm like, me. Oh,
Me.
and
Like the freaking Pink Panther.
I feel like
It's
if
you.
he froze, he's like, be yourself. He's got brown hair now. Me. Oh, and I would just like drop him limp because he's frozen, and he just like fall over, and I just start like full on sprint to I'll use this turn specifically to go to where my great axe is.
Okay, great.
And while I'm running, keep an eye out for brown hair Greaves.
Okay, great. Roll me a perception as you're going to get your.
Just like I cannot paint the picture enough of how this is just like a Marvel Cinematic Universe, like dun, 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 dun. Like,
I love it. I
On
love
your
it. I love
left.
it. Your left.
oh no, a perception. That is a 11.
Okay. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. You don't see a brown hair Greaves, but you are able to get to your great axe and
Only
retrieve
thing
it.
that's important. And then I would like to turn around because is the great axe coat check in the room or is it outside?
It's right out, just outside the room. Like it's
Okay.
basically still in the room.
I would like to say, if you allow me, I end my turn in the threshold.
Yes, of course.
Ready
Absolutely.
to go.
Of course you
And
can.
myself.
Some people are like, oh, what the heck? But they don't really do anything. I mean, they did see a person running with a rapier, so a lot of people are trying to leave at this point. Bree, it is your turn. Down, you're on deck.
I would just
You're
stay...
following Sir Philip and the Archduchess, correct?
Yeah, I would stay
Great.
as close to, I think now dropping the act and just like be in protector mode of the Duchess
Yep.
and clocking where her diadem is pinging.
Yep.
And then be like just sweeping for anyone that like seems to be approaching us with ill intent.
Okay, great. Roll me a perception check.
So many perceptions. Ooh, 10.
Okay, you don't notice anything.
Great.
But you are able to follow, you are able to ping, and you can see it, I mean, right ahead of you.
Right,
Sir
yeah.
Philip, Sir Philip actually will turn on your turn, and he will turn and notice you, and he will nod, and he will say, can you get her somewhere safe?
Yeah, of course.
I need to go handle the other one. And he will walk past you back into the room, into the main room, leaving the Archduchess in your care.
As he does, I will say, it is Dom, go easy on him as he leaves.
What? Okay. Like, I gotta figure it out when I get there. He keeps walking. Dom, it is your turn. Czar, you're on deck after Shadow.
Do I see the captain?
The captain has re-entered the room and headed your direction.
I stand up, kind of brush myself off, drop the disguise self immediately, take off my mask, and I just walk up to him. He's changed his outfit now. He still is wearing the same outfit I was just showing, but he has brown hair now. You need to post some guards at the wine cellar. That's when they're planning on exiting. And then I am going to use I'm a half wood elf, so I have a base 35 feet, and I'm going to sprint, action dash, and bonus action dash as a rogue to get as close to Bree.
Oh my god. Okay, great. So I think that you getting back up to your feet, getting this, having this brief interaction.
Yeah.
You're able to get about half the way there.
Yeah,
So they're
totally.
already pretty far down the hall.
Yeah.
You're able to get into the entrance a little bit further in. And actually just ahead of you, Shadow first. Is Shadow doing anything?
Shadow's just gonna stay right with Bree, or right with Greaves if he can. Oh wait, well yeah, I had him stay with Greaves. And
you clocked him. Okay, great.
Yes, and so
Perfect.
is he still with Greaves?
Go ahead and roll me a
Because I'm sure he's being sneaky.
maybe either perception or like acrobatics to keep up. Like, do you want to go pure speed or do you want to go like, can I see him even if I'm farther?
That is a natural 20 on perception.
Ooh.
You're like right on him. He is following behind at a distance. So he was going around
Is
the back of the
he
dais.
within earshot of Dom? Like if Dom screamed?
Well, I think probably, yeah, actually, because he's like further down the hall. There's like, he actually branched. So we'll say that there's like kind of the main hall leading out. That's where the Archduchess and Bree and the heiress, followed by Azar, are all kind of heading down.
Yeah.
He would have gone out the same exit, but would have peeled off to a different hall.
Okay.
So I'd say that if you screamed, he could probably hear you.
I would just scream and say, Greaves, you failed. This is the point where you walk away. But I'm still going to try to get to Bree.
Okay. Sounds good. Czar, you are following the heiress. She is following her mother. Catches up to her and Bree. And you are now with them. What would you like to do?
I would like to try to talk to like the Countess.
Yep. She looks a bit spooked, a little bit rattled. She maybe has taken Bree's arm, if that's okay. Like almost like, like frail old lady, like, oh, I need something to.
And then I would try to like investigate the crown to see if it seemed like it was still the right crown.
Okay, go ahead and roll me either investigation or perception. Are you a magic user?
Mm-hmm.
You can also roll Arcana if you want.
I will say if it's not the right crown, I would have known.
Yeah, right. But
okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't.
No, I got you. I'm just giving, I'm giving more information. You're good. It's the same. Let me know what you got and what you rolled.
A 4.
I will let you roll with advantage because you are so close. You're right there.
6.
Damn it!
I'm gonna give it to you anyway. Which one did you pick? Did you pick Arcana or Perception?
Arcana.
All right.
It's a 5.
I'm gonna give it to you anyways, just a bit, not anything else. But you know magic. And this was not described to you as a magic item in your briefing. But you sense the briefest, lightest hum of magic. Which is odd because it was not described to you as a magic item.
Then I would try to grab my broom of flying
Oh
You
god.
have that?
and try to chase after Greer.
You don't know where he is. I'll say you don't know where he went.
Okay.
You can speak with either of the people here if you want briefly, the Archduchess or the heiress. But you don't have to read
I think I would say to the heiress, like, I think someone took the crown.
It's not that the crown is gone. This is the crown because Bree has the locate object on it and it is pinging here. So this is the crown.
Okay.
But it seems that its magical ability was withheld from you. There's
Okay.
more details about it than you knew.
Then I'm done.
All right, Z, you're up next.
Do I see the woman who stabbed me?
She is further down in the crowd. Yes, but she's far away. But yes, you do.
I mean, I'm following her.
All
She
right.
stabbed me. That bitch just stabbed me.
That bitch stabbed me.
That bitch stabbed me. Okay, perfect. So you head in her direction. What are you trying to? Are you trying to go stab her back? What are you trying to do?
I would like to try to go up behind her and like grapple her and put a hand over her mouth.
Okay, you can do that. Roll either an athletics or an acrobatics.
So neither is good. 12.
Okay, she only got an 8 again, so you are able to do it. And she fights against you, and tries to scream, but is unable to do so.
Can I try? I'm sure this will have to be like my next turn, but I'm gonna start trying to move her toward like a coat closet or like somewhere that I could like pin her up against a wall and try to get information out of her.
Can do, absolutely. I'll say you're even able to get her in there and close the door.
It's super hot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm looking at the time, and I just feel like this isn't gonna be solved this session. So I wonder if we almost pause there and just do like we just continue next week. I know Thomas will be back, so I'll be a little
could just decide to come.
I think it totally makes sense that he
was there.
That he was just there and lied to us about being busy. I think that totally makes sense.
For sure.
Okay, because I want to do this right, and I think that this could definitely be longer. So I think that we will go ahead and let's get to the end of the round.
That's what I was gonna say.
And then we'll pause there wherever we're at, and we'll pick up again next week because this is too good. I knew this was gonna happen. I went too far. Okay, so I will say Z, you have her, and I'm gonna hold it to you guys to remember where you were at the end. I'll keep the order in mind. So you are about to interrogate this woman. Hot. Shadow would see. Greaves is continuing to make his way through the halls and enters into a. Can Shadow roll me a stealth, please?
14.
All right, this is a 19 on the die. So, as he goes to enter a room, he catches Shadow and then closes the door before Shadow can get in. The woman is.
I know that it's not actually my turn.
Yeah.
But I would just.
You can have a reaction to that if you want.
Yeah, I would just scream really loud, fuck. And then once again, I can't actually make my way that way, but I just about face and run to where.
Okay. The heiress is also going to have a moment here of offering her own arm to her mom, and looking at you, Bree, and saying, what the fuck is going on?
Valid.
Yes. And she
Um,
kind of takes your mom's arm, like, that's right. I'm like, it's okay, mom. What is happening? Who are you?
Sir Philip hired myself and my group to help with protection tonight due to the rumors of the stolen diadem. It seems to be very true. That seems to be what they're after. If you'll allow me to not put yourself, either of you, in danger, I would take the diadem from you purely until we catch who is after it.
Absolutely not. No. And I am
I
a war
understand.
general, and I am very capable of caring for my own mother's safety. Thank you very much.
I understand, but if there is a reason not to put your mother in danger, I think we should utilize that. I understand not trusting me. I very much understand. I can.
The woman, the Archduchess will reach out and take your hand in a very like grandmotherly way. And she'll look at you, and you can insight if you want. This is like the most genuine, like almost apologetic. And she'll be like, you can't have it, dear. It needs to stay with me.
Okay. Then I will stay with you.
Okay, and then it'll be Cam's turn, and then Bree can take
Yeah.
your actual full turn. So Cam,
Cool.
you are next.
From the threshold, I would
With your great axe.
assume
Yep.
that I do not see Greaves.
Greaves is no longer in the room, but I will allow you to make a perception check to see if you can see Z pulling.
Yeah. That's a perception.
Perception.
I got a 17.
I will say that's enough to see just the
Yeah.
back end of like Z pushing this woman in.
Immediately,
it close.
dun, 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 great axe over there.
Amazing.
And I would
Perfect.
go into the room. What's going on?
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh wait, what's going on?
Oh my god! So Z has this woman against the wall. I would assume in like a
Hot.
hold.
Mhm.
And then Cam bursts in.
I would
This bitch stabbed me.
I would immediately come up behind Z and be like, "You what?" And that can be my turn.
I hope this is just a party goer that was just like, get the fuck away from me. What are you doing?
That would be really funny. Bree, you can wrap us up with your final turn.
I think I would, not wanting to push, taking the diadem from them, and say, if that is the case, we need to get somewhere that is safe and easily protected, preferably one way in, one way out. I'll defer to the two of you as to what best location that is, but I will be going with you. I will not let you out of my sight until we are sure that these thieves are caught.
The heiress regards you with more than some like hesitation, and clearly does not want you there. But she also knows that it's probably easier and faster to just let you come as opposed to fight you more. So she nods and she says, I have a place. And then she looks to her mother, and her mother looks at her, and she nods, and they go off and let you follow.
Okay. Then yeah, I will just follow them wherever and keep my eyes open. And
Amazing.
I assume it hasn't been 10 minutes because
it's very fast. So no, I don't think
I
it's been
assume.
10
Okay,
minutes.
so I have the 10 minutes of the locate object also just to make sure.
Great. Yeah,
I'm
this
always
is
taking
still the diadem. I would ask Czar, are you gonna follow along with them? I can't remember if you said you were still there, if you wandered off. Are you gonna follow with Bree? Are you gonna go back and try to find the others in the main room?
I think I would be trying to look for my sister at this point.
Okay, great. So perfect. I think that you are headed back towards the main room as Bree follows the other two. And what I will end with is a bit of a cinematic
Yes.
to leave us on a bit of a cliffhanger before, not that any of this isn't already, as all of these pieces of information are processing through your mind, Dom. You are running through the halls of the palace. You know where Greaves went. You are hell-bent on getting there as fast as possible. And the information and the ill ease, it's just pinging around your head, and you feel like there's something that ties it together. Like you still don't really know. There's something more going on here.
Yeah.
But you don't know what it is. And as you get to the room, Shadow is outside, like pawing at the door.
Yeah.
And you burst into the room, and it is completely empty. And that is where we will leave it for next week. So, thank you again, everyone, for joining. This became quite a saga. I'm very excited to actually put more into it now that we will have more time. So I think it'll work out super well. We will have the full party back again next week at 1:00 Central Time to see how this all resolves. Thank you all for being here. Let me think about what else is happening this week. If y'all want to drop the schedule, help me out remembering the schedule.
Yeah, this coming Monday, tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central, we have the next session of Candlekeep.
Huzzah.
Let's see if this is all going to be a dream too. And then
How many times can I TPK the party?
And then this coming Thursday is our next session of Monster Hearts at 7
led by
p.m.
our
Central.
very own Angie, and then Candlekeep is led by Jess, and then
we're back here,
and then next week on Sunday. Excellent. Keep an eye on our social medias for all the updates on Calenda and details and updates. But in the meantime, I would like everyone to please join me in saying goodbye.
Goodbye.